two worlds, saved from destruction, separate from one another, yet bound by magic. Terene, the human world, and Fehu, a world of magic. These worlds may have been spared annihilation, but there is still work to be done. People to protect, places to visit, and adventure to be had. Welcome to Fractured Worlds, Guardians.
What is up, everybody? Oh my god, my mic is probably so loud. Hello?
Clap.
Nicole, yeah, my sorry about my mic. It was probably way too loud. OBS gets weird. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fractured Worlds, episode 50 of the whole series.
And in remembrance of Clutch, we're gonna play Rocket League.
Episode... yeah.
A bunch of dust just came out of this. Whoop.
We were supposed to drink today. We were supposed to be drinking today, but just too much happened last week, so we decided to we'll save the drinking for next week or the week very soon. But 50 episodes of Fractured Worlds as a whole series. That's almost a full. I mean, when do we start? Do you remember the date?
Big 5.
Because it's definitely
it was
over
March.
a year.
It was March.
It was March late. March 20 something.
Oh
March 21st, 25th.
We've been doing this show for over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
A year and some change.
And I died just last week. I died.
I'm
just
surprised
last week.
you lasted that long.
I'm surprised. I know Clutch is still under my name. Yeah, I'm surprised I lasted that long too.
I honestly had no idea what to do about the fact that Clutch is under your name. I was like, do I just make it into question mark?
Yeah.
John, I was like, fuck it. I'm
What?
Yeah, just so everyone knows, we have not changed the overlay yet because I don't even. Okay. Let me be straight up with you. I'm still in shock. I tried to meta my way back somehow. We all looked up a bunch of ways we could save me. Maybe there's a way. I doubt no, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way for Clutch to come back.
There is a way, but there is no way until
it would probably take another full year IRL time.
It would be, yeah.
longer.
It would be the only quest we would do.
The campaign would be 5,000 gold.
As far as I can tell, Chaplain is probably the highest level cleric he's ever known, and he has to get like 10 more levels in cleric before he can even attempt to cast True Resurrection.
That's so crazy.
No, it's 9. Yeah, it's 9 levels.
We are getting rated right now, yo. Pete, thank you so much. Please, Titty Donuts in the chat. Welcome.
Holy
This
shit.
is Dungeons and Dragons. Just so everyone knows, this is the game you're watching right now. It's all based off role playing. It's all based off dice rolling. It's very nerdy, and we love it very much.
Fucking nerd!
You need to do that voice more often. That's my favorite, like the guy at the ballpark.
I just went back to Revenge of the Nerds when what's his name is like in like the locker room and he's like,
Ogre. Nerds! Nerds! And he's like cross-eyed staring at the camera. He's like, oh.
so fucking angry.
Oh my god. But
All of my
yeah,
neighbors hate me right now.
today is gonna be a lot of, I don't even want to say fun. It's just, today is the day like everyone's gonna realize
dude.
I don't know how I'm gonna go from being, I'm gonna enjoy. I'm part of the audience today. This is gonna be interesting. But we love you very much. Thank you for coming, supporting, coming out. Brad will catch us up. If you didn't see what happened last week, Brad will try and catch us up.
Catch us up. I've just discovered, just in time, that I can twizzle my little ends of my mustache into one of these like
Moustache.
It's so hot, Brad.
I can do one of these.
Mustachio.
You look like the dude from The Strain, the old man.
Satrakian. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is who I base my charisma character.
You need a top hat, like straight up.
Bradley.
Top hat would look
Yes.
great.
This is the perfect time for me to get this horrible villainous thing because Clutch is dead. But before that happened, you guys last week found yourselves inside of an ancient temple place, which you were led to believe was the home of the Dark Chan Rupture Ranch by a little gnome called Abraham. He said, "Oh yeah, come, we're gonna go and find all the slaves and free the slaves. Oh, it's just downstairs, guys. Don't worry about it."
It was gonna be a great episode. It was gonna be great.
Gnomes have helped us this entire campaign. Let's go ahead and trust the sky. And you went around, and then the gnome went, haha, and brought the cave in, and then went, lol, I'm the hag, because she's a master of illusion. And you guys were all foiled again. You went downstairs and found out that you were actually inside of a pretty, like a sunken temple to an old gnomish god. Known as something. And
who was the gnome god?
Nice job.
Baravok Cloak Shadow. You have to understand, there's so many gods.
Oh,
there
yeah.
are so many gods.
It's ridiculous.
Baravok Cloak Shadow. And you were inside this ancient temple which had just been left to ruin. You went downstairs and found that there were illusionary fires and things. Once you worked out this small puzzle, you went even further down, like 1,000 feet underground, into an old sort of dungeon, an old sort of crypt area. When you were down there, you discovered that Piv had ended up somewhere completely different due to the terrible bad luck of owning
RNG fucked us in the booty hole yesterday.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Keeper of the Orb of Darkness.
I didn't roll over a 10.
Everything was bad. Everything.
It was so bad.
You also discovered that you were not just down there to find Posey wasn't the only person down there. It was also the home of a terrible creature known as a beholder, which is a big floating orb eye with many other eyes on tendrils, and it was floating about. Then, mechanically, mostly due to RNG, partially due to bad tactics and teamwork.
You gotta throw the shade.
And partially due to the fact that it's a fucking beholder, you guys ended up just getting fucking shit on, basically, to the point where Clutch was reduced to dust by a disintegration ray.
First death of the campaign.
It's a true death here. There's no like rezzing someone when they don't have a significant portion of their body remaining.
Can we
unless you because everyone is gonna be going,
the toes though, the toes.
Wait, no one remembered that. I don't think a so people in the chat remember that.
Oh my god, so many people.
Did you get messages?
Yeah, I got so many fucking messages.
Fucking Poo Poo Cakes has my toes, and we thought I could get resurrected through the toes, but it's not enough of a body part.
There's no fucking way that was the way. No. Fuck you with the fucking toes. No.
Grow back from just toes.
Fucking growing someone back.
If I had, Brad, would you let it fly? If I had my whole torso, my chest, and but I lost all my arms and legs and head.
Yeah, probably. Maybe. Even that.
I would only want to allow it if he could come back as a robot.
There were three spells. Let's just fucking let me just clarify all.
Clarify it for any of the people in the chat.
Because everyone's just gonna fucking bitch and moan at me forever. I've had my fill of angry people and people trying to res Clutch outside of the game. There are 3 spells. There's Raise Dead.
Yeah.
Which is basically you have your full body, and they bring you back. You take an arrow to the heart.
That's
and they go, oh, Raise Dead, whoa, and you come back.
Yeah.
It's how Chaplain came back, I think. No, it isn't. Maybe he came back from Resurrection. I can't remember. Resurrection is a different spell. It's a lot cheaper than True Resurrection. I think it costs you 2,000 gold, if memory serves. I might be wrong, but it's not 5,000. Substantial portion of a body, and you can grow missing parts. I'm calling it that they didn't write this spell and make it so incredibly cheap compared to the other spell, which would do the same thing. It's definitely designed to bring back like a lost arm or a leg or a few toes, like the other way around. If he had died just by some other means, like stabbed to death, and then you rezzed him, his toes would have grown back. That's kind of, I think, what they mean by resurrection. There's no,
right.
I feel like there's just no way that this thing would be so cheap. Then there's True Resurrection, which you can bring back. You could, if you cast True Resurrection on the toes, he'll grow back from the toes. But you don't even need a body. You can just be like, True Resurrection. It's such a powerful spell. You just ping, 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 ping. You've all been brought back by True Resurrection before.
And we can't.
Of Guardians, you were all dead at the end of Fractured Worlds season 1.
Yep.
And then beginning of season 2, you were True Resurrected back to life. You guys. That's the rule. That's the rule.
That's true. Trust me, as soon as that episode was done, as soon as I wasn't so angry, we were looking. I was metagaming the fuck out of this game. And I was like trying to look for ideas. I was like messaging Brad like, Brad, I could come back this way. He's like, no, I'm sorry, man. Like, you really can't. I'm like, okay, no. yeah, for sure. Brad, what about this? He's like, dude, that just wouldn't work. I was like, all right, yeah. It's fine. I'm gonna play a new character anyway. and to this moment, I still don't have like a new character ready. I'm just sad. Straight up sad. Now I'm sad. I was really pissed last week. Now I'm sad.
Well, here's the other thing. So even if like we go through and get to like end level, like I become level 17, and let's say I start saving up all the gold that I do, like I get 25,000 gold when I'm level 17.
25,000 gold. There's clerics out there that can do it. You wouldn't even need to level up.
Yeah, where are we gonna get 25? We're gonna raid a dragon.
We're gonna rob the bank.
That's literally the only way I can think of. But I get 25,000 gold. I'm level 17. I just got that. And like both happened at the same time. Even if I resurrected Clutch, he would still be level fucking 8 and we'd be level 17.
It would take so long.
Oh,
yeah.
It would be
It would take so long.
But that clears it up, I think.
That's just that one thing. Just a little bit of housekeeping there at the top of the episode, because I know that a lot of people need that information in their life, or they're just gonna not be able to sit there and think straight, because they'll be going, "Oh, the fucking toes," and then
I got messages about the Beholder using too many legendary actions, and I was like, read the whole thing.
I had a full-on in-depth Q&A conversation with someone who was like, "That was unfair. You're a mean dick," and I was like, "You don't even understand how unfair this whole thing is."
Brad's been way too fair.
Has been on their side so heavily. The amount of things where I'm like, "Oh, this thing, it doesn't have resistance."
And honestly, I think
I'll just let you do that.
I think I say this now. I think this fucking whole show would lose a lot of credit if I came back magically. I really do. I think like.
Yeah,
I think Brad could easily have made up some bullshit and brought me back. But like, I think I told Brad, I just was like, I feel like we should be scared of death. This is real. I mean, this is our real imaginations coming up with this everything.
I think even though you were kind of like you spent an hour RPing out, "Oh, we're really afraid of death." I think none of you were really afraid of death.
No, Chaplin can't get back. Too. Even if you guys did true resurrection, he wouldn't come back.
I think when you said Clutch turns to dust, I was like, he's fucking gone.
Dude, I rewatched that.
He's gone.
I rewatched that so many times because you said it. And I was like, Brad's the best fucking DM I've ever watched. Just from that moment, how you said it so naturally and not not hurt, but like you had to keep the show going. It turned to dust. I'm sorry.
I would have just cried as well, right? I know I'm not a player, but I've been on this journey too. So I was like, I have to just continue. Like, what's the next thing that happens?
Yeah.
Separate myself from emotion.
It was like,
dude,
it was like a thing where it was like, walk along, there's the death, and I could either like take the next step or I need to just jump to the next thing. So I was like, yep, we'll just ignore that emotion. And just get on with it.
Yeah, you ever seen the show Magicians?
I heard that show is great.
That show is great. They have to learn battle magic, but they have to be zen when they do it. But they are all like, like college, and they don't like college like students, and they don't know how to like handle their emotions. So they learn a spell to bottle their emotions so they can do the battle magic. But after they have to like take their emotions back, and it comes back like 20-fold. That's what Brad does every episode. He bottles his emotions.
Bottles it up.
And if we go too long, he takes it and then he just has a all-night cry. And then...
I mean, to be fair, I was a bit shell-shocked after last week. It took me a few hours to kind of like process.
What did Emma say, Brad?
Emma was like, fucking so glad Clutch is dead. I don't know. I can't remember what she said.
Isn't McLokin her favorite character?
That's funny.
I think so, yeah. I think it's Chaplin, but like she I don't know what she said. I think she just sort of said what the majority of people, honestly, I know I'm being like, oh, people were having a go at me and stuff, but the majority of people were like, it was a really cool episode, but equally it was extremely sad.
Yeah.
And I think that's the general consensus, but there were a handful of people that were like, why I oughta.
Yeah. We've done 200 hours of, if this was a fucking game, we've done 200 hours of D&D. 50 times 4, it's 200.
Brad and I talked to Brad for like
Dope.
days and days
That's just
after,
on
like
screen.
throwing ideas at him, going like, "What if we did this? What if we did this?
Oh, yeah,
What if
like,
we
I think-
did this?"
I think this is the first time I think I agree with McLogan. Like that was probably the first episode where the majority of us were like, after that episode for the entire week, we're like either talking to Brad or like in our heads, like, what's happening now?
Yeah.
Like,
Totally meta.
what's like,
Totally.
and I wouldn't even say meta. I would just say being like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of conversations with a lot of people about this fucking episode, like constantly people questioning me over stuff.
I think that's
Yeah.
a great thing. I think it's a fucking beautiful thing.
I'm
And
good.
we shall move on to the next episode, which is today, which is right now.
Did you say that in the verse of Dr. Was it Dr. Dre, right? Dr. Dre?
Yeah, the next episode.
The next episode. So, the after the Beholder destroyed Clutch, I think only Chaplin saw it.
Yeah.
No.
No, I was the only one who saw it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
And
basically,
Poo-Poo worked it
Poo-Poo
out.
pretty much knows, yeah.
Poo-Poo worked it out. Posey was told. Pith it just was running. In running, she also, don't forget this, you received a long-term madness for 30 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's somewhere on my character
What was
sheet
the
here.
madness again that you got? Something terrible.
It
If
definitely
you get hit-
it hinders me in battle, I believe.
Oh, it
Let me.
Like
sucks.
if you take
Yeah,
damage,
it's
like
shit.
That was the worst roll. Fuck.
Every roll sucked. RNG
Yeah, every
was
roll
the
was
biggest killer. Like,
bullshit.
that's
What the hell? It was here. It was in my bio. Oh, whenever Pith takes damage, she must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or be affected as though she failed a saving throw against the Confusion spell. The Confusion effect lasts for 1 minute.
She
So
gets just
basically,
confused in battle.
She just gets confused as fuck.
what's confused?
Whenever she takes damage.
Confusion.
So, gotta
Yeah,
make
is
it.
that like
or,
you attack the nearest thing?
I
can't
don't remember
that
what confusion is.
Con-
I think you can
confusion
hit yourself, can't you?
Confusion, you roll a dice and then you.
That
yeah.
D20 go through for anybody? I can't see it.
Yeah, it went
They
through.
did
What was the number so I know?
9.
9?
Yeah, that's what you could replace with anything.
Confusion. I'm gonna read it.
In your haste, you all fled the area successfully while it was like collapsing in. Like at the very last minute, you guys jumped onto the teleportation circle, which brought you down there, and it zapped you back up to very near the top of this ridiculous temple that goes down at least 1,000 feet. And that is where we begin today's episode. Once again,
This is
You
gonna
guys-
suck ass.
picking up from the very second we left off last week. You guys, there's no jump, don't worry about it, guys. Clutch is back. It's all good. Unfortunately.
Please, Brad, just say that.
Nope.
Hey guys, it's
Stop.
You guys find yourselves once again in the large temple room above the collapsed dungeon, but below the entrance where you met Chamo and came down. Clutch is not with you. The symbol around your feet, which was a glow with like arcane energy, dims, flickers, and then disappears. A rumbling continues deep below where you are. The cave-in has yet to stop, but you're far enough above it that you can only barely make out a low rumble from underneath you, maybe a couple of tremors.
Excuse me.
Pozu is with you. What do you guys do? Have a moment to catch your breath.
Where's Clutch? Did what I think happened to him? Did anybody see it?
Oh,
I
is he still
saw
down
it.
there?
No. Well, technically he says he's the beholder that or whatever that thing was. It just turned him to dust, just like that. Just dust.
What do you mean dust?
He It shot something at him and like there nothing left.
Oh, well, we have to go back. We have to go back and get his ashes,
We can.
right?
It's buried in rubble now. You wouldn't be able to
Do
tell it
anything if we
apart
wanted
from like rock.
Well, that's not right. He should be here. It's not right. He has to be here. We can't do anything. What do we do? If he's down there, we have to go get him. I'm gonna go back and get him.
How are you gonna do that?
I don't know. Can't we just teleport? Can't we just teleport back down there?
Teleportation device is gone.
Everything's destroyed down there. Even if you could get down there, where would you go? You have at least hundreds and hundreds of feet before you even got close to where he was.
Boo Boo walks away.
Okay. Yeah. The cave. All of the magic seems to have left this area. The fires, which were previously sort of illusionary fires and colorful fires, have all gone out, including the doors. You're able to move through freely. Yeah. Other than that, you're good.
What's Pit doing right now?
She's looking at the floor,
Like Chaplin
just
walks
kind of
up.
giggling to herself.
Chaplin walks up to her and puts his hand on her shoulder and is like, "No, we gotta get going."
Go where?
We gotta go to Barrow's Bottom. There's nothing
Okay.
else we can do here.
Okay.
And then I just kind of start leading Miriam out.
Yeah, Pozu is with you as well, and he's just kind of sobbing. Like, not only did he receive like a little damage from the fight, but it looks like he's been like beaten up a little bit whilst here. He's kind of like got a few tears and a few kind of like vaguely congealed wounds on him with some blood, a couple of bruises around his face, but his big wide eyes are rimmed with tears and he's just kind of sobbing. But generally he's just following you guys around. He seems more so stuck by Chaplin's side, I guess, because Chaplin, you dragged him out, so he's just kind of like, he's a little shell-shocked, sort of following you, a little bit like a lost puppy at the moment. So pretty much wherever you go, he'd probably be like holding on.
Yeah, I'm kind of guiding both of them. Like I got my hands on both of them, and I'm just kind of like going through and just like I'm in shock myself, but I'm just trying to like hold it together, and I'm just keep going forward and guide them out.
Sure. You went ahead.
Yeah, I had something else to say, but I'll wait. You go first.
I was going to ask, what are you doing?
I want to go to where the entrance was, where the rocks were at.
Yes.
And when they show up to where I'm at, I still have that strength potion because McLoken chugged one.
You still have the effects of it.
Yeah,
going, right?
I am manually pulling rocks and moving rocks.
Sure.
Like a madman to get out of there.
Yeah. Give me an athletics check. I'll bring you back.
What do you want? I'm sorry.
An athletics check. In fact, what I'll do, just because this will probably be easier.
Just got a 9 for some reason because I apparently suck real bad.
Yeah, maybe you're like too kind of fucked up.
Emotional.
Emotionally.
He's
Yeah.
emotionally moving around.
Don't you add strength to that or no?
That is his strength.
That is-
No, it should be
Plus-
higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, your strength should be higher than that. Did you not change your thing? Did you change it back?
No, it should only be It should be at a total because it added 8, right?
Oh yeah.
'cause I'm
And,
at 13 strength
no,
normally. I'm at
He's
21.
not
Right?
proficient.
Your strength should shoot up to I don't know. See what Chaplin's at.
Oh, it shoots up by 8, and I was at 13, so now I'm at 21.
Bear in mind,
20. No, your strength should be
Five.
23. That's how it doesn't shoot up your strength by 8 points. It shoots up your strength to effectively.
He just rolled really shitty.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's real really
it shoots you to 23, so that becomes a 23.
Yeah, plus
Either
6.
way,
He just
that
rolled
is
shit.
That just makes that into
Sorry.
into
There you
a
go. I put it back up to 23, and there's your roll for 23.
No. It just turns the first one into a 10. I'll just put these rocks here because it's easier than flipping around. Because this tunnel just leads pretty much to those rocks anyway. And yeah, I mean, anyway, you're starting to move some of the rocks, but the huge, large ones aren't really budging. So you're probably just moving a few of the smaller ones. There's a few footfalls behind you from the others. Presumably, you're just walking up to the exit as well, you guys.
Yeah.
I'll take you all on a little journey.
Yeah.
Little journey.
Up.
This music.
So yeah, Pozu, as he approaches, let's give him a little. Yeah, he sort of shakes off some of the fear and says,
Hey, you can leave it to me if you want. I mean, this is my job.
He crawls underneath Chaplin's legs and then turns and says,
Do you have my pickaxe or something I can dig with?
to the group.
Shit. Hold on. Let me look. I don't know. I don't remember taking his pickaxe. I think it still might be on the ship, honestly.
Poo Poo doesn't pay any mind. He just keeps pulling rocks back. Wouldn't your hammer? Can he wield it?
My hammer?
Just a thought process. Would he be able to use your hammer as like a?
I sold it. Remember to buy the sword. So I mean, like essentially the best thing I got is the moon blade.
Sword, axe, and quarterstaff are your options here. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says,
I guess. Give me the sword then. I guess I'd give it a try.
Okay, I give him my moon blade, and then I also, as he's like doing that, I'm gonna roll athletics to get rocks out of the way.
As he does that, I put my hand back while moving small rocks with one hand, and all I say is, "Chaplain, my wand."
I give him his wand.
okay. Pozu takes the sword and then says,
Guys, okay, I'm gonna take a few particular rocks here, and then I'll make a hole. It'll be quite small, but I think, okay.
and he starts to use the axe to move rocks in such a way that it's more based around knowledge and expertise in digging tunnels. This is what his people do all day, every day. Pretty much, you've been to their home. It's just a twisting run of tunnels. He spends a little while, maybe 10 minutes, along with the help of Poo Poo and Chaplin, just digging through the tunnel with some of the heavier rocks. He relies on Chaplin and Poo Poo's extra strong arms at the moment, and makes a kind of like a run underneath, like a hole that you can crawl through. He says,
I guess I'll go first.
and he crawls through. He leaves the sword behind him, crawls through to the other side, and the rest of the cave on the other side seems to be intact. He says,
Okay, should be big enough to fit through for you, Chaplin, so...
Okay, I grab my sword and put it back in its holster, and I start climbing through.
Chaplin goes first. Who goes second?
Poo Poo makes like a motion for Pith to go next. You can go through the hole, Pith.
Pith just goes in the hole.
You crawl through. Poo Poo, do you try and climb through?
Uh,
You're staying here.
I'd like to, Brad. That would be great. If you don't with all the rocks as I'm going through, like, just smash the shit out of me.
I'm telling you, you can do a thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna go through.
As you get down to crawl through, there's a rumble and from below, a deep rumble. The entire cave gives a little shake. A few of the rocks fall from the top of the cave in and rumble down on top of you. As you scurry through, you hear a collapse from deeper within the temple here, pretty close by, as the cave in from below begins to move up. You more so than anyone else will definitely hear like a crack and a crumble from behind. If you'd stayed any longer down here, it could have been perilous. The place is still falling in, and as you crawl through to the other side, Pozu says,
Oh, it's another cave.
you guys, let me bring you back over to the other one.
We need
So-
to leave now because when I came through that hole, everything behind me was falling. We need to figure out how to get back to where whatever that monster's name was that let us down here in the first place.
It was Camo. It's this way.
Chaplain heading down there.
Yeah.
Pozu follows.
I keep my eyes out for those undead that ran away. I don't know if
Give me a
they're
perception
still.
check.
Huh?
Give me a perception check as you move.
Oh.
Okay. I'll hold on to it. Everyone following? Or are you guys staying there? So we can assume that you guys move through the cave. There's nothing of like extreme danger here. I'll like teleport you again back all the way through the horrible marsh-like area. There's a rumble again as you move through. About halfway through, you guys probably come to a rumbling from below. The cave continues to rumble again, and then there's a sudden crack across, up one wall. The entire cave is kind of sinking in on itself. All of
Holy
the floors
shit.
are breaking and falling down in on themselves, kind of thing. As you get to this thing here, Pozu runs across like he's a pro run across beams. He just skitters across the other side.
Okay, time to go, guys. It sounds
Yeah,
like
I'm
falling on.
keeping up with them.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatic. I'm not jumping across it. What am I doing? Oh, hold on.
Acrobatics is balance, dude.
Oh, goody. 10.
Yep, you're good. It's
Okay.
not pretty, but you just ding, 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 ding.
Oh god, this is scary.
Poo Poo, another one runs across ding, 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 on his little goat legs. Pith, you running across?
Mm-hmm.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Pith just plods along. She doesn't even really pay attention to how she's doing it.
Oh good.
As you get to the other side and your little legs puts a booted foot down on the other side, there's a rumble and a lurch from the cave. The log that you guys have sort of precariously balanced there just rolls and then falls into the hole below. Some of the wood on the outside lurches forward as well, and this whole cave begins to completely fall down. Pozu looks about and says,
Well, which way then? This way or this way?
Up to the left over here. And I'm like I'm rushing through it.
you guys get there. Your rope, you had a rope,
Yeah.
is still there. At the top, it's completely open. There's no huge form of a creature. No chamo up there.
What?
Pozu skitters up the rope as quickly as he can.
I go up again with them athletics for that, or I'm gonna make sure everyone else gets up first.
You can climb the rope.
I'm just I'm gonna hold the rope for everyone and have them get up there.
Bitch.
What?
What is your marching order going up this rope? Pozu, then
I'm gonna go after Pozu.
Poo Poo.
Then Pith.
Yep.
Then
Yep,
I'll go
Pith
up
goes
there.
up the rope.
Then Chaplain. Chaplain, as you're on the rope halfway up, the entire cave starts falling in around you. There's a moment where the rope probably like lurches as you swing, grab onto one edge,
Holy shit.
and you can heave
I'm
yourself.
like, and I'm coming up.
Yeah, and then you guys find yourselves back up at the top. The ship is still there. There's no chamo. But as you guys stand here on this sort of plinth, this pedestal, you do notice that some of the ground around the area falls and caves in around you. Pozu, kind of scared, jumps to one side, holds onto the pillar, and the ground begins to shake like an earthquake. He says,
Okay, are we gonna run across to the ship?
Let's go. So are we able to like run to the ship safely, or?
well, you need to start running to find that out.
Can I roll a perception or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a perception. 16.
Yeah, you can't really tell too much. It's an earthquake. The ground is just falling in around you, in various points.
Yeah, I'm starting. Yeah,
Dash.
I'm gonna get Pozu and Pith in front of me and make them start like hauling ass.
Poo Poo, you start running too. First, by the looks of it, you're also quicker than everyone anyway. Maybe a dex saving throw.
Oh shit.
11.
Poo Poo starts running. As he runs to one point, suddenly, Poo Poo, your leg, which is vaguely underwater because there is still like some level of swamp here, but only a few inches, suddenly just gives away and lurches forward. Then there's a drop. You hear the rush of water and some stones. You leap just in time over one of these cave-ins as the floor just gives way.
Holy shit.
Shit,
See
my
something
dude.
below you, and you dive to where you are there. The swinging rope of the ship is, as it usually is, about here kind of thing. There's a black thing there.
Where's it? I can't.
This,
Where on the map?
Right to the left of you, bro. Huge opening right here. I'm showing it.
The rest of you, I guess, run after him.
Oh, I meant.
But
I meant
as soon as I see that, what I'm gonna do is be like, Saloon, guide us to the airship. Please give us your blessing. And I bless Pozu, myself, and Miriam. Poo-Poo's out of range. So they get a 1d4 added to their rolls.
Okay. Pozu runs over to the area where Poo Poo is, avoids the hole, and catches up with him. Chaplain, where are you stepping?
Well, I'm getting Miriam.
Miriam, where
So,
you
Miriam's just kind of. Are you holding her hand or something, Chaplain?
yeah, I grab her hand and start leading her, and kind of
She's
like
just
start
kind of
following
like
Pozu.
blank face, holding onto your hand and following you.
Yep.
You guys make your way across the swamp area. Pretty much as soon as you step off of this plinth, it just caves in underneath.
Oh my god.
Lord
And
Jesus.
You guys run towards the ship. The floor continues to fall in on itself.
What the fuck? This whole
Jumps up
thing?
onto the rope and climbs up to the ship. The ship, of course, just sits stable. Even when the engine is off, it sits kind of hover in like a hover mode, up on the ship.
This is a moment where we're very glad the ship can't land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pozu jumps up onto the ship, presumably with everyone else.
Yep. I make sure Miriam gets up, and then I follow up against everyone. Staring at the whole, I stare at the hole blankly, and I'm just like,
yeah, the entire area underneath you for a couple of 100 feet either direction just slowly crumbles in on itself into just an enormous hole in the ground. You hear the rush of water. You see some of the plants and the trees tip over deep down into the dust and the rubble. You do make out some like just natural formed cave rocks, and also some parts of the sunken temple, which is now truly a sunken temple. You guys navigate your way out. The hole is enormous, and you guys are on the ship. Pozu kind of walks over to the area where he left his pickaxe and picks it up and looks at it for a moment, takes some solace in it, and then just hooks it onto his back. And then he just turns to the rest of you guys and says,
So, is Clutch really going?
and Pozu, let's just take the ship to Barrow's Bottom.
They're friends with guards, though.
It's nothing they can do. It's getting very dark right now. Why is that?
You can do it. You guys can get him. You guys can bring him back. If anyone could do it, it's you guys. You saved the world.
I don't know how to bring someone back from dust. I don't even know how they brought us back, honestly.
Gods.
I don't understand. There must be a way.
I'm gonna roll religion or arcana.
You. I don't know if you would really know, honestly. Again, this is one of those weird Feyrulian magics. You know, the only thing you know about resurrection is that you were brought back, so you know it's possible. I don't think it's really anything outside of your knowledge. You know, you can't roll to gain knowledge, so
Yeah.
you know that resurrection is possible. Poo-Poo could maybe roll, or even Pith.
Poo-Poo has made his way to the front of the ship, and he's sitting at the front of the ship.
Okay. Pozu's still looking up at Chaplin.
I just go up to Pozu and I'm like, I know resurrection magic exists, but I don't know to that scale. I'm not that powerful. You know, the gods don't answer us all the time.
Well,
Maybe if I became a stronger priest, maybe, but
there must be a way. I will find a way.
I'll find a way with you, but we just gotta go to Barrow's Bottom now.
He looks up at you one last time and says,
Chaplain, this isn't where I left the ship.
he puts a little hand on the front of your like metallic shining chest, and he taps you and says,
I'm very impressed. Did you fly it?
I actually did fly it to come save you.
Yeah, she's in good nick. I'm gonna go and check the bits and pieces, and I guess we should get out of here.
Yeah, I agree.
he sort of heads downstairs and starts. You hear him sort of tinkering about, sort of taking again some more solace in his...
I head with him to see what he's doing and help him tinker.
Yeah, he's just checking over some of the parts of the engine. It has the Theseus stone attached to it. The thing needs some coal and steam to run, so he starts making sure that it has that, as it's just been running on fumes for like at least a day as you managed to get it here. And he just starts to refuel, I guess is what it would be. The way this thing refuels is complex and strange, but that's essentially what he's doing. He takes maybe about 20 to 30 minutes doing that. Poo-Poo Cakes, you doing anything up on the top?
Nope. He's just sitting there looking stoic off of the edge of it and thinking.
Piff,
Waiting for the ship to take off.
what are you up to up there?
Piss just standing there, doing nothing, just kind of staring at the ground.
And essentially, what I want to do is help Pozu get the ship going. And as soon as we're like airbound and like doing everything and like leaving those two alone, having Pozu, as soon as we're on our way to Barrow's Bottom, taking over control of the helm, and then having Pozu go get some rest and food, and maybe checking up on those two as well, while I steer the ship.
Yeah. So the ship takes a few bits and bobs before Pozu's finished, and then he heads back upstairs and says,
I guess you can leave the flying to me if you wouldn't mind. I'd like to fly it, give myself something to do.
Okay, I can do that.
he heads over, I guess. The ship.
Okay. So as soon as everything starts picking up, I'm gonna walk over to Pith and be like, "Are you all right, Miriam?"
He goes back to staring at the floor.
You don't look all right.
I'm fine.
Do you just want to be left alone?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'll go talk to Poo Poo though. But I mean, I'm here when you want to talk. I just take your time, okay?
Okay.
The ship rumbles as Pozu starts pulling levers and pressing buttons, and then it begins to lift upwards slowly as it elevates up. as I mean, the dark marsh is perpetually in dusk, but as it lifts up, the hole becomes a little smaller. You can see it spreads out in various different places. There are even patches a little further along that have fallen in, and the water from the dark marsh is running below it. Hooper Gates, give me a perception check. You're looking over the stern, bow, stern.
6.
6. You do not see Chamo running all 6 legs as he just disappears in the underbrush, running away from some falling in parts. You see him take a huge leap over a hole. He looks up as the ship begins to lift off. Pozu just spins the ship in a random direction away from the area, points the nose of the ship south and away from the dark marsh for now, and begins to again continuing to elevate but fly away from the area. Pith, you're staying there?
Yeah, she just kind of sits down.
Did Miriam start crying or Elspeth start crying?
Pith did.
Okay. Well, if that happens, if she starts crying, I give
guess
her a hug.
it's a little bit of both.
I give her a hug, and I was like, I won't stop until I find a way to bring him back, and then like hold her and pat her on the back, and just kind of let her just like kind of let out her emotions.
Thanks, Chaplain.
You're
Do you
welcome.
think it hurt?
No.
You know,
was-
he went down there for me. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have
No,
left him in the hallway.
it's not your fault, Miriam. If it's anyone's fault, it's my fault for bringing you guys here. This death is on me.
Just, I can't believe it's real.
Yeah, it's funny for how many times we've come back that that was it.
Do you think we could do something for him?
Yes, we
Maybe.
can. We can go through his stuff and kind of give him a send off.
I think he would have liked that. Or
Yeah.
maybe had a shot.
Or something. I don't. Something to remember him by. A
Yeah.
better grave than that sunken temple.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna go to bed and just sleep.
Yeah, go get some sleep. I'll go check on Poo Poo.
Okay.
Ship continues to head upwards. Pozu sort of pulls his goggles down. We'll probably see a tear or two in his eye as well, but he just brings them down and continues to fly the ship. Maybe his lower lip is wobbling a little bit as he flies, but he seems to be generally in control. Not too traumatized right now. The ship continues to fly up and away from the site. Poo Poo, you doing anything?
Just sitting on the edge of the ship, wind blowing the hair, looking stoic, looking off. He's literally just kind of got like that, I can't think of a movie right now, but imagine any movie where a guy with long hair is ever sitting on the edge of a mountain and the wind's blowing his hair back.
I was thinking of Titanic.
There we go. Yeah. I'm basically just sitting there. Or
You're
he
Kate
is.
Winslet.
I'm Kate Winslet right now. And he's actually kind of like he's sitting like, when you go to sit down, when you're kind of cradling yourself like this. He's sitting with his knees pulled to his chest and he's just kind of sitting there.
Sure. Pith heads downstairs, goes to a bunk. Or you can go to the little private room with the door.
Yeah. She's fine in her bunk. She just kind of takes off the armor, takes off everything, and kind of gets in her bunk and just slides in, covers up, even just with all of her clothes on, boots and everything. She doesn't really care. And just kind of sighs, looks at the ceiling, just studying the patterns in the ceiling, kind of like, yeah, that one looks like a cow. That one looks kind of like a flute.
Yeah, it's the underside of the deck, so it's
There's just a lot of patterns up there that remind her of everything, and she just kind of like flashes back to all this shit and everything that she had said to Clutch. I'm sorry I said all that to you, Clutch. I'm sorry if I was a bad friend to you. Such a good person. And one of the coolest humans I've ever met. I hope you find your dad out there. Then she tries to go to sleep.
Sure. Yeah, there's little more than the hum, which is actually it's a loud hum that comes from the odd mechanical machinery below you, powered by the huge stone. So just as you're sitting there, there's just a boom, 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 which you will be used to by now. Back up on deck, Pozu brings the ship to its sort of elevated height and begins to continue flying the ship away and out of the dark marsh. Continues to be perpetually dusk, so regardless of the map kind of thing, it is darkish outside. Chaplain, what are you doing?
Walking up to where Pozu is, or not Pozu, Poo-Poo.
Mm-hmm.
And just like sitting down next to him, not saying anything. Like same style, like he's like cross-legged. I'm just like sitting over, kind of by him too.
Is something you need?
Nope, I'm just gonna sit here.
Good. Enjoy yourself. Poo-Poo stands up, walks away.
Okay.
Walks to the side of the ship, leans over the side of the ship, doesn't say a word as he walks away.
Sure.
Fuck! Chills. Oh my god.
Action, Chaplain.
As he gets up and walks away, I'm just gonna let Poo-Poo process, and I'm gonna go down and get sleep for the night.
Sure.
When he walks back by me and I realize he's walked back in front of the ship, I go back to the front of the ship and I sit down just how I was.
Okay. Poo-Poo sits back down. Poser continues to fly the ship. Chaplain, you're heading downstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a glass of whiskey.
A glass of whiskey.
Yeah. Like getting like a tankard and just filling it full of whiskey and just start drinking it.
Sure. So you're just gonna drink away the sad.
Yes.
So yeah, we see the ship fly up and away from the dark marsh. Pozu floating, flying the thing forwards. Everybody with solemn looks on their faces. Piff rolling over in bed, trying to go to sleep. Chaplain drinking one cup of whiskey, then pouring another, and Poo-Poo Cake sitting at the end of the nose of the ship, looking out, the wind blowing his hair back. I think that's a good time to go to a break, John.
Cool. We'll be right back, guys. Grab yourself something to drink. Use the restroom. We love you very much. Enjoy something a little special that maybe you haven't seen. Be right back. big thank you to everyone. Anna, Tatnart, and Vertigo, who had the first piece commissioned. Like, holy shit, guys.
They are great.
Holy
Vertigo.
shit.
Fucking
Holy
Vertigo every
shit,
time.
Vertigo. The moment, apparently, right? The moment I died, he started getting that worked on.
Yeah.
Like, the moment
He had this like image in his head. And he was like, I have to have someone draw this for me because he saw like not just the beholder like destroying Clutch. Like we just saw Clutch get destroyed, but Vertigo was like, but Clutch gets to be with his dad, right? So he had this image of Clutch just like
reaching out to my father, and I was just like,
spirit released from
I
his
saw it.
body.
He sent it to me
God.
yesterday. You guys, who didn't see it here? Everyone, only Brad and I saw it, right?
Yeah, he sent it to me yesterday or the day before.
Yeah. Fuck.
He's a cocksucker. He doesn't show me anything until he knows I'm going to get emotional about something.
Dude, I
knows.
cried when I saw it.
But then Anna's
So
picture with the
fucking
Anna's
fine.
picture with the music.
Anna, the picture got colored too. It was not colored when I saw it. It was just
Well,
a black.
like she was saying earlier on, like I was just knocking that thing up because I thought it'd be nice to have an interesting break screen today, like a little our own as people watching, not just players playing, but people watching get to, have a moment.
Ah.
And Anna was drawing like a piece, so I was like, hey, if you spam that out, like finish that, I'll throw that in as well because it's amazing.
It's so good. Ah,
good.
feels. All right, cool.
Because he's tipping the hat and he's just like, and we'll never see that again.
Fuck, it's so good. It's so
You
good.
guys are on the ship here. Pozu will have flown the ship for like the next 24 hours or so. Everybody would have had the chance to rest. So just in terms of hit points and spells and things, you get all of that back. Obviously, Clutch doesn't. Sorry, John. I know that's horrific.
You don't need to tell me that.
The next maybe like the next afternoon, like at some point in the night, Pozu maybe came to you, Chaplain, and had you just take the wheel while the thing trundled on, and you just started steering the thing west. Essentially, south and west is the quickest way out of the Dark Marsh, which was his thinking, with no real destination in mind, even though you said Barrow's Bottom, so he just said sort of west. So the ship is generally heading west. Then after a few hours, Pozu would have come back up to you and requested that he take the helm again, brought his goggles down and continued to sort of solemnly fly it.
Does he still look like he's crying?
I think he probably would have stopped crying by now, even though, I mean, he has his goggles when he flies anyway. You could have continued your long rest essentially.
Okay.
The next sort of afternoon, you guys will be refreshed to a degree. Is there anything that any of you will have done in this time, or anything you guys want to do now?
Whatever Clutch had left on the ship.
Well, what did Clutch have on the ship, John?
Well, since we could carry
Did-
everything on us, nothing.
Did he have like spare clothes on the ship, or?
Anything? Yeah, but like nothing of importance. It would just be all shit. It would be like backup shirts. It would have my smell on it, some dirty clothes. But realistically, I had everything on my person.
I take all of those things and then bring them up to the deck of the ship and show Miriam. I'm like, this is all we all had of Clutch. Wait, is the golden scabbard up there?
Golden scabbard? Who had a golden scabbard?
We got a golden scabbard forever ago that John brought back with him when we were in the thing with
The rum?
Yeah,
rum?
that would be up there.
He tricked
Brought
the
a
boggle.
huge golden
The
scabbard.
shit that I took from them.
I don't
Yeah,
even
that
remember
would be.
half
If I
of
couldn't carry, yeah, that would be up there.
Yeah, I put the clothes and then I put this fucking giant gold scabbard there, and I'm like,
That's hilarious.
this is all we have left of Clutch.
Scarab, yeah.
Wow.
He
What
had
do we do
everything
with
else
it?
on him. We could send it off. I don't know. We could use the scarab as a headstone. We could use it for money to resurrect him. I don't know how much this thing is.
Resurrect him, he's dust.
I don't know. I don't know how strong resurrections are, but if they get stronger as we get, like, if we get stronger, do resurrections get stronger? I don't know. But as far as anything, I just know like the one that resurrected me was a 1,000 gold. And that's when I died by the dragon.
Right. I say we wait.
Okay.
To do anything with it.
I mean, we can, when we get the barrow's bottom, we can make him a grave at least.
Right. And then Pith's face suddenly kind of. Wait, what'd you say?
When we get the barrow's bottom.
We're going to Barrow's Bottom?
Yeah.
I thought we weren't going there yet. I thought we had to what was it, to Zari? I thought we had to talk to her.
I mean, we do need to talk to her, but that's something else. We
she'll
shouldn't
have
talk
to-
about that. But I mean,
We'll have
I
to
mean,
tell her.
we will tell her. I mean, we have like 40 plus days until we have to go over to Turin and then go to where we were in that collapsed tower now, but we're heading to Barrow's Bottom. We can go talk to the Grand Chance there. But
I haven't been home in
at least
forever.
5 days. For me, it feels like.
At least 5 days.
No, more than that. No, it's been a while. We've been flying for a few days, so maybe, I don't know. It just feels like this has only been going on a couple of weeks, but we've been dead for a year. All that stuff that happened with the sorcerers is like 3 or 4 days long. I can't even process all that's going on right now. I mean, like,
It feels a lot longer to me.
it does. Like, it's insane that we've known Clutch for that short of time, but it's just there's a void. I miss that son of a bitch.
I do too. It's gonna be very weird
How long have we been
as a
flying?
group.
About 24 hours. So next afternoon, you would have come out of the dark marsh now and finally be in like the afternoon sun. It would still be like probably it's a relatively overcast day, but you know you're outside of the dark marsh's perpetual gloom. However, you would have been on the ship for about 24 hours. You probably got on it yesterday afternoon, and flew about 24 hours.
I'm hearing double music. Is anyone else hearing that?
Yeah, I think Tiger just turned his up a little. It's good.
Okay. I was like, have you talked to Poo Poo Cakes at all?
No, should I?
Nah, I don't think he wants to talk to me at all.
Well, I guess I could go see how he's doing.
Yeah, I think that'd be best. I'll go see if Pozu needs anything.
Okay. And Pith goes up to the deck. Upper deck.
And then I take the golden scarab back downstairs where Clutch's stuff was and like his clothes and kind of like lay them out.
Like
And
he has
then-
his own bunk. You guys each have your own bunk down there.
Yeah, that's where I kind of put it. And then like I make like breakfast, and then I leave a set a place set for Clutch's character.
Sure. An empty seat at the table.
Hmm
Tiny Tim.
Yes.
That little
Okay.
bastard.
You head over to Poo Poo, but first of all, Poo Poo, what have you been doing for? the time?
Poo Poo has only slept enough to get his health back, but he's barely slept, and he's just sitting up there, pretty much just how he was before.
Sure. Okay.
And Pith kind of walks up to the head of the ship. Hey, Poo Poo.
Hello, Pith.
It smells nice up here. Sometimes sleeping down there and not really getting any air, you kind of feel like you're in a crypt after a while. Oh, that was a bad. Shouldn't have said that. It's fresh, It's fresh up here. That's what I meant.
That is.
At least it's sunny. We can sort of wait for our destination while we get some sun.
I hope.
Are you
there.
Are you hungry?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, me neither. Guess I lost my appetite. I can't tell you the last time that's happened.
You just see Poo Poo get real emotional.
And I could use I could probably use a hug. Could you?
Poo Poo kind of puts a hand out, and just kind of puts it on Pith's leg.
Pith just seizes the moment and just kind of bear hugs him. Even though he's still kind of shocked, she just kind of envelops him.
Go? Will you please let me go right now?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Will you do me a favor?
Yes.
He pulls out a note from his pocket. It's wrapped up and it's sealed, and he gives it to Pith. And he says, whatever happens over the course of the next however long, will you just please make sure my brother gets this?
Well, why do you want me to have it?
If anything happens to me.
Well, now I don't know about that. I don't think anything's gonna happen to you.
Hope not. Any of us.
Well, all right, if you insist.
I do. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone.
Okay. And Pith folds a letter, puts it in her pack, just walks towards the other end of the ship.
Sure. I guess Chaplin is knocking up some food and you guys can eat. Presumably Poo Poo doesn't.
Nope.
For even with Pozu, I start steering the ship so he can go down and eat and take a break.
Yeah, he does so. He goes and eats some food. I guess maybe he sits with Pith if you're eating.
Yeah, she just kind of grazes. She doesn't really eat. She's just kind of
Yeah, I feel like
finger
Pozu
food.
would probably be doing the same thing, leaving 2/3 of the plate and then.
Well, I guess I better go and fly the ship. Hey, at least we're gonna go and see your home. I'm excited to see Barrow's Bottom.
You should be. It's a pretty lovely place.
I've heard many things about it.
And then he steps down off of his stall and then solemnly plods off. Heading back up, he once again sort of tags you out, Chaplin, although he does say,
Is Barrow's Bottom just dead west?
It should be. Can I see where we're on the map? From where we're at, I gotta zoom in a little bit. Beep, beep, beep. It's a little southwest. I'd say toward Lifsenspiel. Make that way. They're pretty much right next to each other.
Okay, I'll do it.
he spins the wheel a little and sets the trajectory across the lands of Faerul a little differently and begins to send the ship along. Again, he brings down his goggles and continues to solemnly fly the ship away. He says,
Maybe later I'll show you some more things that the ship can do.
Well, I'd like that. And keep my mind off things. How are you doing, Pozu?
doing okay. I think that there are lots of people and lots of different magics that I don't understand. I've seen magic things with you. I've seen great things even in Dodo's Quarry. I think if we find a nice person who can help us, then we can bring him back. I'm still confident in it.
Maybe the Grand Chan will be able to help us out. We're going to see him there. Well, hopefully.
The Grand Chan.
Mm-hmm. The little dog wizard.
He's, Poo knows him.
Little Dark Wizard. That sounds interesting.
We'll make sure we park closer into town and we can leave the airship unattended so you can come with us. So.
Bowers Bottom is a nice place, yes?
As Miriam or Pith talks about it, it sounds like a wonderful place. Sounds like they have a lot of food there.
So I can come with you this time.
Lots of food, lots of animals and gardens and trees.
I think it'd be best
everyone's really friendly. You won't
we won't
be
have
able
to worry.
to pry yourself away from a conversation.
I don't really want to be left on the ship again until I feel better equipped to defend myself. I'm sorry that I don't.
Of course.
No, don't be sorry about that. It's our fault.
I put up a good fight, I think.
I like the whole. You never told us what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was sitting on the ship, making some basic repairs, checking over the things on the list, and then I heard you guys come back. So when I came back upstairs to look, there were these creatures, and they were strange looking. They were like goblins, but their eyes was all white. They looked like they had no blood in their body. Some of them had wounds on them already. And so I ran to the top of the ship, picked up my pickaxe, and I swung it at him. And I got him in the side of the head, and he fell to the ground. And I turned around and swung it at another one, but the one which I had already killed, he got up again. And I swung at him again, but the one behind me got me. And then I swung at the other one, but there was another one on the ship. And then I was overwhelmed by these things, and I couldn't make them die. I tried to make them die. And they got me, and then I didn't see anything else again until I saw a terrible woman. Or thing. I don't know. She was very ugly. She looked like
that was the hag.
She said that I just have to sit here, and my friends will come and save me. So I sat there, and you did.
Did she feed you or like take care of you or anything?
Oh, buddy.
No. She sat me in a cell, and she said, lots of other people have died in this cell, and if your friends don't come and save you, you'll die here too. And I said, my friends will come and save me. You don't understand. They saved the world. They can save one little gnome. And then she said, I'm banking on it. And then she left. And then I was there for a while, and then you guys showed up.
Just to make sure she didn't touch you.
She sort of like shoved me around a little bit, but...
Shove around how?
Well, when I woke up, she came in, and she said, don't you try anything, little guy. If I see you pulling any of your strange gnomish tricks, there'll be hell to pay. And she pushed me into a wall, and I said, come on then, I'll fight you. I'll fight anyone. I don't need my pickaxe. And she said, yeah, you can try it. But she had very big claws in her hand, and she scratched them across my face.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Pozu.
It's okay. You guys have taught me quite a lot. I'm
And then-
getting a bit stronger every day.
Pith leans into Chaplain. I think he's okay.
I think he's okay too, but I think hold on. Pozu, is there like anything like you see what we can do, right? Is there anything that you would like to learn from us to maybe help you better defend yourself or anything like do you want to learn how to fight like Pith, or do you want to pray to a god or a deity of your choice and heal people, I suppose, or do whatever that I'm capable of doing, or do you want to be like Poo Poo where you study from a book and you launch lightning bolts at people?
He sort of like takes a moment and thinks and blinks a couple of times, and then he puts his goggles down, looks over the bow of the ship, and says,
You know, I'm thinking I might take up archery.
Oh, buddy.
But I know it's big boots to fill, and I'm not saying that I wanna, I kind of think it would be
It's
a nice
okay.
way
You don't
to
have to
remember
explain
Clark.
yourself. It's all right. It is a nice way to remember him.
Perhaps we could buy something in Barrow's Bottom. Do they sell bows?
I'm sure they do somewhere. I mean, we do have one of the finest blacksmiths in all of Faerul. And I would be happy to help you with a bow. I don't wield one myself, but I sure know how to use one.
That'd be great. I look forward to it.
Do you want to be a ranger like Clutch was?
I don't know about that. I do like exploring, but I think, even though, there have been good times and bad times on the ship, I think I'm happy up here. Just, maybe I learn a few things. Maybe I pick up a few tricks. And then I'll probably go back to the caves.
I can agree to that. I don't know how rangers really work, but I imagine, they're probably good in any scenario.
Well, yeah, as far as I know, you just hire a ranger to take you places. That's what I was always told.
Was Dodo Scory like that? Did you have rangers that you hired to help people who weren't from there get through the tunnels?
No, not really. People just work in the tunnels. We know where we're going. Everybody knows their way around Dodo's Quarry, because nobody comes in.
Well, maybe if you became a ranger, you could train other people to be a ranger to fight the worms there.
I don't know if I could fight a worm. Worms are very big.
I never thought I could fight a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that we went up against a god, and I'm not anyone special, Pazuzu. If I can, or we can do it, you can certainly become a ranger or a fighter or something like that, something good with a bow, and be able to fight.
I don't know about that, Chaplain. Your skin glows. You're pretty special.
That comes with time, I guess. I didn't start off like this,
Poo-Poo killed an entire white worm by himself, and I've seen Pith eat 4 pies in a row. It's damn impressive, what you guys can do. I've never seen that, not from anybody in Dodo's Quarry.
Well, pies are pretty delicious. It's hard not to eat 4 of them.
You could be the first.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm gonna roll persuasion against him.
to try and make him become a ranger. He says,
I don't know. I like flying.
Or that he's more capable than he is. Which I can't find my character sheet for some odd reason. Let me look it up. Pop it out. Bam. I'm instilling confidence into him.
it's a guidance check.
20.
20 versus 20. He says,
Oh,
he says,
Wait, no, I don't have any on anymore.
he says,
I'll think about it, okay? For now,
All right.
let me just fly the ship, and you guys deal with all that.
Yeah.
And
We
you're
can do
damn
that.
good at flying the ship.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at flying the ship.
Yeah, from someone who flew the ship once, you're pretty fantastic at it.
I'm impressed you did it. Although you left us staying here.
he points at a grubby mark that Chaplin left behind with the gloved hand.
I'll clean.
Upkeep too.
I'll clean that up later. Next time I fly the ship, I'll bring a rag with me and I'll clean it up.
Damn right you will.
so sassy today.
He tightens his goggles a little bit and begins to pilot the ship, again heading west Yeah, southwest-ish. Poo Poo, are you still just sitting on the end of the ship?
Correct.
Everybody leaving Poo Poo Cakes alone?
Actually, I'm like, how's I walk up to Miriam. I'm like, how's Poo Poo doing? After we like walk off the bow of the ship.
Not great.
Yeah,
He didn't want to talk, really. He just wanted to be left alone.
he doesn't want to be near me right now.
I don't think he wants to be near anyone. Well,
No, he talked to you. He won't talk to me. He literally walked the opposite way of where I'm at. He's staying away from me.
I guess we'll just have to make do. Because some things I still don't understand about Poo Poo or why he does, but
I'll give him another day and then I'll try talking to him again.
The next day.
Being a DM, the joys.
Guys, you said a thing. Let's see. Hang on, I need to work out this map. Go to Barrow's Bottom proper. Okay. So I'll say that kind of over here, but it's well, I guess. Pozu continues to fly the ship again later on that evening. He tags you out, Chaplain. You're probably at this point flying the ship for a few hours overnight, and Pozu's flying it for the majority of the day, and maybe a couple of hours either end, with him taking more hours. But you're competent enough to fly this thing, even though Pozu can kind of leave it on autopilot. It's safer in the hands of someone doing something with it, against the ridiculous winds and stuff up here. The ship flies across the White Forest. Now you see the White Forest spreading out below you guys, for the next sort of 24 hours or so. Again, a couple of solemn meals, a couple of rough nights of not much sleep, a few quiet tears from most of the crew, bringing us round to the next day. You've cleared the dark marsh. The weather's clearing up a little. It is summer, so it's probably not too bad, but again, it's cold up here. And the mood probably reflects the chill. Next afternoon, breakfast has come and gone. Pozu's tended to his duties. Maybe you guys have tended to the bits and bobs that you do. Pith quickly spends a few moments with axe and whetstone. Chaplain, after a few prayers, gets up and continues to help Pozu with some of the bits of it's rigging and stuff. Like there are sails on this, so you probably are that's probably just your duty at all times on this ship. Bringing us round to the afternoon. Poo Poo continues to sit on the end of the ship.
I attempt to bring him breakfast.
First of all, have you had any rest?
A little bit. Enough. I would say that he's gotten enough. He just kept falling asleep on the front of the dock.
As in long rest levels of 8 hours of... Well, I guess actually you sat there doing nothing for 8 hours, so you would get a long rest. But if you don't sort of actively sleep and eat, eventually you'll get an exhaustion point. But you're not there yet. So just bear that in mind. You're probably not feeling, 10 out of 10. But no one is. Chaplain, you wanted to bring him some food.
So after I do my prayers and to check the rigging and all that kind of stuff, I walk up bringing Poo Poo food. And I just walk up and I put the food next to him, and then I walk away.
As he's walking away, Poo Poo raises his voice and says, "Chaplain."
Yep.
Would you like to come sit down?
Okay. And then he just kind of like picks up the plate where he had put the wherever and hands it over to Poo Poo and sits next to him.
I take the food and I kick it. And I look at Chaplin. Do you remember when we first met?
On a floating island.
Yes. Do you remember our actions between each other for the first few weeks we knew each other?
Those first few days, yeah.
Yes, weeks, days, it's been years now, realistically feeling that way. But do you remember?
What do I remember? I remember everything.
Me jumping on your back and you taking me places and fighting together to beat a common enemy.
Mm-hmm.
When did you change?
I've never changed.
Yes, you did, though.
How did I change?
You've become one of the most selfish people I've ever met in my entire life. You don't care about my life. You didn't care about anybody's life except Pozu's. I've had a lot of days, a lot of hours. Well, at least it feels like. How many days have we even been in the air? 4, 5?
Yep.
Had a lot of time to think about this scenario. You realize that Clutch's death is on you.
I do.
And you accept that.
I accept it the moment I saw him turn to dust.
And how did that make you feel about your decisions that you've made over the course of the last, I'd say since we all were, I guess the best way to put it would be reborn, since I came out of hell and the group came to save me, and since you guys ascended from the gods area, ever since we've gotten back from there, you've done a lot of only thinking for yourself.
I beg to differ.
You beg to differ.
Mm-hmm.
So Clutch's death has changed nothing in your Morales mind.
I believe we were put up against an impossible choice that...
An impossible choice?
Well, dude, talking to Pozu, if we didn't go then, he would have died.
Yes, he would have, and we all knew that. But we didn't know Clutch would die, but you did not care. Nor did you care about my life while we were down there. You realize that you're bonded to me, and that if you died, I would have died, but the entire time we were down there, the entire movements that you made, everywhere you went, it was all about you and your heroism, and about what you can get out of yourself, and proving yourself right and saving someone. You don't think it's time to change your ways at this point in time, considering you got one of our best friends killed?
If I remember correctly, we were shown by Savras a fate where we all died. Do you remember that?
Slightly.
Yeah. And it's always been a loom over our heads that we may possibly die. And we're at a point where, sadly to say, we were supposed to die, but fate was changed, and we're alive now. And now, either fate's catching up to us, or it may be that we're in uncharted territory. But regardless, I'm not being selfish when I'm choosing to save my friend. I'm saving my friend because I want to save my friend. You guys could all have stayed up on the ship. You could have. I've gone there. I would have gone down there by myself. That would have been me. It was my choice. You guys had the option, but you guys chose to go down there with me. It's always a choice. If you guys don't go with me, I was going to go. If I didn't come back up, then that's it for me.
Fair enough. But you realize, though, that we were all in this together.
Yes, and here's the thing. I have to live with my choice and decision, and that's going to affect me in some way. I have a void I live with now, knowing that the person I was probably the closest to on the ship, someone who came from my world and understood when we were out of the Fey rule, knowledge, or didn't understand anything, and having those experiences together, I don't have that anymore. I'm on my own. Pith and you are fantastic people, but guys, you're not home for me.
Do you remember the multiple times in the course of the last, I guess if you put it together, probably month we've really spent together outside of the year where I was in hell? Do you remember the amount of times in that time frame that I said, Chaplain, and he looks real close to Chaplain, like gets real kind of in his face? Do you remember me saying that your actions and your heroism and I think at some point in time I said faith is going to get somebody killed, or most of us. Do you remember that by chance?
Vaguely.
You vaguely remember me telling you multiple times that you were going to get us killed because you wanted to be a hero.
You're always thinking I want to be a hero. I'm doing this because that's what I believe in. I'm not doing this for any glamour or fame or anything like that. My friend Pozu was in danger. I was going to save him. If you wanted to come along with it, that's your decision, right? You could blame
But you were
Clutch's
wrong.
death. You can blame Clutch's death on me. All you
I don't
want.
just blame Clutch's death on you. I blame almost the entire half population of my people on you.
Yes, you can blame
You
them on me.
killed so many people that I
The
love.
Dark Chan killed so many people.
Oh,
the
the
Dark
Dark
Chan
Chan
put a
did.
fucking beholder in there.
But you just had to
If
be.
you want to use me as a
Hero.
scapegoat, use me as a scapegoat. That's fine. I'll be
I
the Dark
stand
Chan.
up and I
Fucking
go
throw me
over-
off the ship then.
I go over to the edge of the ship and I look at Chaplain and I said, so listen, all of these things have happened and you plan to change nothing of your ways. Nothing. You're going to stay the exact same person you've been. Is that correct? No moral deficits are going to change because you got one of our best friends killed and have actually probably gotten quite a few people killed because of your actions. But you're going to stay the exact same as you are now.
I'm done with you. You're just going to make me be the villain.
I'm not making you be the villain. I'm trying to get you to realize that you need to take a step back for a minute and change the ways that you're taking yourself. Change the ways that you're acting. Change the ways that you're being. Am I screaming right now at you? No. I'm being sincere with you as I possibly can. Do what I love to kill the Dark Chan? Yes. But what I'd love even more than anything in the world right now is for you to have the realization that your actions have made huge deficits in my life, especially mine. People that I loved, my uncles, my grandfathers, most likely some of my cousins, were killed because of the way that you thought that something would go down. Remember when you blasted that nice goo that I threw to the whatever the fucking Doc Chan baboon thing was? You remember that? Yes, I do still blame you. And yes, I do blame you for his death.
Then you go blame me. But remember this. I haven't been home for however long. Everyone I know is probably dead. At least you have people to go back to. I don't anymore. So you remember that because we chose to go to the Great Hollow Tree, and that's what happened. The Dark Chan showed up. Probably was going to destroy the tree anyway. You have no way of knowing, but you want to use me as a scapegoat. That's fine. And I'm not making it a pun to make fun of you or anything. I'm literally using the term.
Do you plan to change your actions and how you take avoid at things? Is anything I'm saying getting through to you? Do you plan to do anything about the way that you've acted or the choices that you've made? Do you plan on changing your choices? Because I can't understand how you could go through and not realize that I understand the way that you feel. I understand why you pray to Saloon. I understand why you believe in all these things. But after all of that, after everything that has happened, after losing Clutch, you don't think that maybe it's time to take a step back and realize that No matter what, I don't want to be a hero, you say. I don't want to do this. I understand all of that. But it doesn't make your choices any less devastating than they've been. Are you going to change?
I am going to be the person that I was raised to be. I'm always going to be that person. So if you think or don't want to go along with whatever I'm doing, then that's fine. At Barrow's Bottom, I'll go my separate way. And you and Miriam can find someone.
It's not that easy this time, Chaplain. I'm giving you a decision, and your decision costs over the next millennia of lifetimes. Are you going to change your ways? Or are you going to continue to be selfish and stubborn with your choices?
As soon as he says selfish and stubborn, I leave.
He leaves, and I go, Chaplain, walking away is the worst mistake right now.
And it's your fault. He turns around and he's like, it's your fault for thinking I'm selfish and stubborn all the time.
Are you walking away? Because if you're making your final decision, so am I.
I'm walking away because you won't hear reason, and apparently I won't hear your reason. No, I'm going to be the person that I am. There's nothing that's going to change that.
So you realize that you being the person you are, to me, is worse than the Doc Chan at this point.
That's fine. That's what you can believe. You can use me as an escape. You can blame me for everything. That's fine. Then if you want to kill me, then kill me. Then he just keeps walking.
Chaplain!
Just keeps walking.
Where's Pith in all this? Sorry, guys, just let me slide in real quick here. Where's Pith? Is she hearing any of this?
I guess it depends on what you do after, you have breakfast and head up, and like, what do you do normally?
I think she's probably still at the table, probably just eating
Probably
or whatever.
downstairs then.
Okay, because I don't know if she can hear them shouting or anything.
You make me a perception check for
Okay.
shouts.
Oh my no. You don't hear shit. Holy fuck.
Pith is just munching on something
You hear
downstairs.
your own food.
Same for Pozu. Pozu, he can see you guys speaking at the end of the ship, but he sort of can't make out any words. The rush of wind and stuff. Pith, this is like a big, thick, timber ship, made of thick oaks and stuff. So yeah, you probably don't hear much going on outside. The wind is carrying a lot of the words as well. So yeah, it's just these two.
I walk downstairs to the engine room and I'm checking the bubbles.
Before he gets to the engine room, when he gets to the door that takes him downstairs, Poo-Poo screams at Chaplain one more time, Chaplain!
What?
Come out here and talk to me like a man.
What? So you're gonna berate me for making me seem like I'm selfish in all of this?
You are selfish.
Fine. If you want to make all the choices, then make all the choices. That's whatever you want to do. I am gonna go check on the ship. All right.
If you walk down those stairs, it will be the last time you ever see the daylight of day.
Excuse me?
You heard exactly what I said.
Well, what are you gonna do?
You need to listen to reason. And Pith, I know you don't like this.
Pith can't hear you. She's eating.
Pith
Wait,
can't hear
isn't
you.
Pith up here? Is Pith
No,
down?
she's downstairs eating.
downstairs.
Oh, okay.
That's a lie. I rolled a 2 on my perception, bro. I
thought
can't
you
hear.
were up here.
Boom.
It shows you up here on the
I can't
thing.
hear jack diddly squat.
No.
He's
Anyways,
within the bowels of the ship.
regardless of that, you need to change. You're running away from me because I think deep down you know somewhere that I'm right.
Do you understand? My choice led to one of my best friends dying. Yeah.
Correct.
Do you think it has no weight on me at all?
I don't not think that. I know that it has weight on you, which is why you should be reconsidering the way that you handle yourself. This is
If
this
you
is-
with everything in your knowledge of what happened, what would you have done?
I would have never taken the group down there as much as I love Pozu.
And hence, what did I say about that?
You said we can stay up here, but you knew, and you know, and Pith knew, and Clutch knows, and Pozu knows. Pozu knew we were going to come. You knew that if you went down there and you stepped off this ship, there was no way that Pith was not going to follow you. You know there was no way that Clutch wasn't going to follow you. And yes, did I want to follow you? No. But as soon as Pith left and as soon as Clutch left, I wasn't leaving their side. So you knew that if they left, we would all be going in there.
Here's the thing. I don't know, and I don't presume to have my these maniacal thoughts that you're having. I don't think anyone's going to follow me. But you make it seem like, oh, I know that Clutch and Miriam are going to follow me.
How do you not know? How would you not know after everything we've went through together? You think that you really think that if you were just to go by yourself, that eventually Pith wouldn't be sitting up on top of this deck? And I want to let it be known that I'm screaming to the point at this point in time, Pith probably hears me saying her name. And I say, you realize that you don't... How fucking stupid are you sometimes? Think about that. You don't think that as soon as you would have went down there, an hour would have went by and you would not have came back, and Pith of all people especially, and most likely Clutch, wouldn't have been like, oh my God, where's Chaplin at? You don't think that. Because if you don't, then you're stupider than I already fucking thought you were. Be honest with yourself.
I made my choice. You guys make your choice. I never make anyone do anything. All right? I don't manipulate people where you make it seem like I'm manipulating people.
I'm not saying you're manipulating.
That's what you're making it sound like right now. You're making it sound like, oh, since I'm going to fucking go down here, everyone else is going to fucking follow me down here because that's what they do. That's what they always do.
If you would have put yourself in a better mindset and you would think about others, you would
I was thinking about others. I was thinking about Pozu up there.
You were thinking about one person and not... Now, let's not recommend and say, and let's not bring in the fact that apparently...
I'm literally yelling, too, at the top of the stairs.
Pozu is gone. Pozu is downstairs, and he comes padding in to the room where you're eating food, Pith, and he says,
Oh, those two they're really going at it up there.
What do you mean going at it?
What
Pith stands up. Shouting. Oh, no.
and you
Pith.
probably hear some resonance coming down.
Perhaps we should, or you should,
Okay, I'll go up. You just look after the ship right now, Pozu, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And Pith kind of just jogs upstairs.
Yeah, you probably come up like just as they are shouting.
You realize that you're continuing to not realize what I'm trying to get through. I'm not trying to manipulate you or anything. I'm trying to get you to realize what your choices are doing, because you're not thinking about anybody else, even though I know that you are, because you're thinking about Pozu, and you were.
It would have been the same if you were down there, Miriam, or Clutch.
I absolutely disagree that if it would have been me, I think you may have left me to die with the way you treated yourself when we were down there. You separated from everybody. You left everybody behind and just continued to try to fight whatever. I didn't even see what we were fighting. The last thing I remember was I went around the corner to hope whatever was on these people, because I heard everybody shouting, may be able to help us. And I come back around the corner where Clutch was at, and I see a pile of dust.
And what were you doing?
What was I doing? Being cautious and careful, unlike you.
Yeah, except I hear Clutch screaming and then Miriam showing up and teleporting out of fucking one of those spheres. And then says there's a giant thing over there and Clutch is with it.
And you think taking off from the entire group when you hear Pith of all people scream is a good idea?
No, but she was screaming at me what it was. She just showed up down the hall for me. And so then I did what Clutch did and came in behind it.
I understand where your mind was at, but what you are not understanding from me is understanding the fact that your actions have gotten people killed on multiple occasions, and a lot of these people are people that were very dear to me.
And you're still blaming me for the Great Hollow Tree,
I
yeah?
am 100% blaming your actions on the fact that.
And if you want to consider me the Dark Chan, then fucking kill me.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Can we not kill each other, please? You're
I don't
both
even break
making
eye
very
contact.
good arguments here.
And what would those arguments be, Pith?
Chaplin is doing things almost blindly because he's loyal to his friends. And I can understand that. But it is also, it's a little foolhardy. There are some problems that can arise from that. And Pooper, I think you're taking it a bit personally. And I can also see that. I am also angry at Chaplin because I also said we shouldn't do this. I also said this was a horrible adventure. But you're both making good points. And even though you might hate each other right now, we only have each other. We're all that's left. This is it. We know what's going on with the world. We're the only ones that know. And we have to put what we have right now aside.
No, we do not.
We have to, or we'll kill each other. We'll go mad.
You won't die, Pith.
I don't want to die.
You have no reason to. You're a great person. One of the best I've ever met, honestly. But our friend over here, he's too much of a hero. He's too much of a hero to realize what he's done and change his ways, apparently. Because all he wants to do is argue with me, instead of taking a moment to make a realization.
And all you want to do is blame me for your fucking problems, so...
You should accept the blame for things you've done that are your fault.
I accept that Clutch is dead.
Your stuttering shows.
My Clutch is dead, and that's blood on my hands, and I have to live with that.
So is half of my family.
The Dark Chan fucking killed him. What do you think? You think he would have fucking fell through or whatever the fuck he was doing?
Walked away if we would have never.
We could just walk away merry from the fucking evil monkey thing that just showed up out of fucking nowhere, raising the dead. Yeah, we'll just fucking walk away from that. You fucking moron.
Call me a moron again.
Fucking moron.
Pith?
I know you're both very heated.
Yes. I'm not really.
You know what, Poo Poo? If
I'll solve all your problems. It doesn't matter. At Barrow's Bottom, I'll leave the airship. You guys can do what you want.
That's not good enough, because if you'll continue to be the way that you are,
I'm going back to Turin to save my people.
That's if you make it back to Turin.
Well, then I die along the way.
You are bonded.
Yes, we are.
To Poo Poo Cakes. And
Poo Poo
Poo Poo,
Cakes
you're
steps up
bonded
on
to
the ledge of the
Chaplin.
airship.
You have to start treating each other like your blood, like your relative, like not just relative, like it's your other half.
Poo Poo Cake steps on the edge of the airship, puts his quarterstaff on the floor. I'm done. Pith, unless he can change his ways, I'm not letting somebody like him go.
You're really going to let him influence you so much to the
I
point
am
of killing
400
yourself.
years old, Pith. I've
Poo
seen a
Poo.
lot, and I've seen a lot of bad people, and I've seen a lot of bad things. But the worst people sometimes are the ones that can't accept that they need to change.
But listen to yourself, please. Because he can't change? Because he can't change, you want to end it? That's not fair to you. That's not fair to the people who love you. I love you. You're
Life
my
is not
friend
fair.
too. I mean, you could just end it, but you would be hurting me. You'd be hurting the people who still live and care about you. Even though you did lose your family, you still have a brother.
I
You
do.
still have people. Pozu cares about you. And
understand
you
that.
have to remember that King Chan, he's told you things only you could hear because he believed in you.
Yes.
Just because Chaplin's being stubborn right now doesn't mean you have to be equally as stubborn.
His stubbornness is going to be the end of us and you, unless he changes his ways, and unless I know, and unless I hear him say he's going to, and unless I know he's going to. I can't let this go on anymore.
You realize if you kill yourself, you would kill Chaplin,
I do.
and then it would just be me. It would just be me here. I can't help but look at that and feel an overwhelming sense of hopelessness. Both of our worlds would die. You're willing to kill off the entirety of two worlds because you can't get along.
Poopa Cake smiles real big and looks at Pith, looks over at Chaplin. I want to remember for a moment when we were down below. And Chaplin, you were gung-ho of saving Pozu and then heard Pith scream and separated from the group. For a moment in time, I was frozen and could not move. I could look around, I could do nothing else. And my assumption was, I've been paralyzed because Chaplin's been paralyzed. I'm smart enough to work that out. And all that went through my head that entire time was exactly what you just said. If we die, the end of the world is nigh and there's nothing we can do about it. But if we're being real right now, as you are, I agree. The only way that apparently we're going to save the world is if we can all band together. I agree with you on that. But I cannot, in my right mind, band together with a man, in the little bit I know about men, how stubborn they might be, if this man, and points at Chaplin, isn't willing to change his ways to make sure that we don't have this happen again. If I'm on top of this ledge right now, yes, I will kill Chaplin, and that's the goal at this point in time, if this happens. Because at this point in time, there is a man who I've barely known, who I've only had to apparently save the world with once before, and I'm learning just how stubborn men are. You want to call me stubborn? Yes, I am stubborn and bullheaded right now, but I would rather see a man not continue to potentially kill my friends because they want to make decisions based on what they believe or what they've been raised upon. I was raised upon things. I was raised, and you know what my father did to me one time? My father took me out to the middle of the forest. He told me we were going to go hunting. And you know what he did? He walked away and went back home without me, left me there. I was 37 years old. And if you want to put it in retrospect, that's probably in a human's age, I'm assuming, with how long they live and with how long I know, you halflings live. That would put you at about 7 or 8.
Right. I'll be very young.
And when I was walking around, he told me through telepathy that I had to figure out how to get back on my own. And when I got back, all I wanted to do was beat my father. All I wanted to do was fight him and cast him out because of what he did to me, correct? Because you would probably want to, too. I was young. I was antsy. Well, here's the thing. I stabbed my father, and that's something I've never told anybody. I stabbed him right in the chest for leaving me there. And after he bled out for a while and didn't die and nothing happened to him and he got saved and he saved himself, basically, he reminded me that every action that I make, every move that I make can affect everybody else. He then reminded me about how he's king and that if I would have killed him, I would have died. And on top of that, there would have probably been an unrule in our home. If I didn't learn from that one very terrible mistake, I wouldn't be here right now. I can learn from my actions. I have learned from my actions. But apparently men are not capable of learning from their actions.
They are different.
I am done talking. If Chaplin cannot figure out his course and cannot change his ways, I am done with this.
Can I ask you, what would you need to hear from Chaplin
I
for
need
you
to
to
know
not
that
jump?
He's going to change. And he's going to stop making decisions based on everything he was raised to believe and everything he believes in. Because no matter what he believes, it doesn't mean it's always the right decision.
Pith turns to Chaplin.
I'm staring at Chaplin.
Chaplin, I don't know what you're feeling in your heart right now.
What Poo-Poo said is that I would let him die, right? And I would let him die, but that's actually not true at all. And I can't tell you why. I literally can't tell you why. That is why I'm still alive today. Poo-Poo's alive because I made a decision. And I can't tell you what decision I made, because I was bonded to Poo Poo and I couldn't let him die. So if you were down in that cave, I would come save you. Even if I was piping hot mad, it doesn't matter. I would come save you. You know why? Because I consider you a friend, even though we're like oil and water. But no, I would come save you.
You are not my friend right now.
That's fine. You can consider me not your friend because of everything that's going on. I understand. You hate me. You blame me for a lot of things going on in your life.
The only thing I blame you for is you not being smart enough to make a decision to change. You're willing to give your life for it.
What do you mean by change? Please. What do you need him to do?
He wants me to let people die for the greater good.
I'm sure that's not what he means. I think you're
That's exactly
exaggerating
what
that.
it means.
Chaplain, I don't think you're being a hero. I don't think you're doing it to be selfish. I think you are a good person. I think Poo Poo has a point. But I have to let you work this out. I have to let both of you work this out. I don't think there's anything that I can say. You're both my friend. You're both very close to me. And I love you very much. And you don't have to return that. I just think that we should take a moment and not be hasty.
You pray to your god Saloon that you will change your ways, and I will get down from this ledge.
And how do you want me to change my ways?
I want you to stop being selfish, even though you realize, and I realize that I understand that in your mind you're not being selfish.
So I'm not being selfish then.
You are selfish in my eyes, fully. But I understand that what you think is that you are not selfish. You think that what you're doing is for the greater good. I disagree with that and completely.
I've made the decision about the greater good, and you saw that effect on me, remember? And this is the same speech I gave you before we saved Pozu.
I still don't believe that that's exactly how it worked.
Yep, it was. I had a chance to resurrect Subsun or come in my stead. And I chose me because I was chosen to save the world, and I let Subsun stay in the afterlife or the Everflow. And that's what happened. And that's what I became cursed with my jewel turning black. And then again, when I don't exactly remember what it was, Brad, but it became like more evil.
The king and his men to just fight the lycanthropes by themselves.
Yeah, and when we left the king to fight the werewolves, that's when it got worse. But when I saved that man, that guard of your people from Merkel, it's simmered down a bit. Yeah, that's literally what guides me, is that living with that decision of Subsun, that I could have brought him back and I could have died instead. And if you know what, I'd give anything. I prayed to fucking Merkel as soon as Clutch died. I said I'd become his priest if he brought him back, but he didn't. He said he didn't want to bring him back.
Then pray again that you'll change.
I prayed to Merkel.
I didn't stutter.
I didn't stutter either.
If you would like me to step down from this ledge, and you would like to continue to fight together, then you will step down from your man's stubbornness, regardless of how selfish you think you are, regardless of how stubborn you want to be, regardless of everything. If you are the man that you say you are for the greater good, and you think that we can take care of everything in this world, then you will get on your knees and you will pray to your gods in front of me that you will change your ways. And if you think this is the end of this and you can get down and do it, and you don't change, the situation will not make any different in the future, days from now, weeks from now, months from now. I stand up here asking you one last time. You are not a terrible person, Chaplain, but you are awful when it comes to who you believe in and how you take your actions, because they've gotten people killed. And if you will not ask the God in front of us that you believe in the most to prove to me and to prove to anybody watching that you will change the way that you take care of yourself and that you heed your mind, then the decision has been made.
Excuse me, sorry. I'm just looking at something real quick.
Please don't sacred flame him.
What? Don't what?
Sacred
Sacred
flame.
flame.
No. So you see Chaplain sit there for a second, and he's like, "What would praying to my goddess?"
Oh my god.
Don't you believe
Dude.
in your God?
I believe in my goddess, but you don't.
I've seen your goddess. It's not that I can't believe in it, it's just that I don't agree with a lot of the things they do. If you pray to your goddess in front of me and then you shun what you've prayed to your goddess, what you've promised your goddess, then you're worse than I thought.
I will do this. I will pray to Saloon to guide me, to help me be
I'm
a
going to
better.
interrupt you. I've made no stutters in my words. Pray to your God that you will change your ways and tell them that you will change your ways. And if not,
I don't know how you want me to
they will
change my
bring
ways.
justice to you.
How change my ways? How?
Wait. You're asking Chaplain to pray to the gods to send him retribution if he doesn't adhere to your values?
Not my values, him changing his ways. If he prays to his God and he promises his God that he will change, I will believe.
Change for you, you mean?
Not change for me, change for himself and all of us, Pith.
Pith, he blames me for the Great Hollow Tree.
I blame you for a lot of things.
He blames me because Clutch is dead, and you already know I blame myself with that, and I live with that. But he's always going to blame me. When anyone ever dies, he's always
going to blame you if you would not rush in blindly. Which you have done on your own accord multiple times. I'm done. Are you doing this or are you not?
You're not even clear what I'm praying about.
Tell your gods that you will change and you will stop the way that you hold yourself, your actions, your terms, everything. You will not rush in and blindly try to do something just because it's what you think is for the greater good.
I never...
Chaplain, please. Please.
All right.
You promise your gods that you are going to do this.
God, why do you keep saying gods? Goddess. Get it fucking right if you're gonna fucking tell me about it.
Everywhere you want, but I'm giving you 15 seconds.
You see Chaplain get down and he's like, Saloon, please guide me to be a better party member for Poo Poo and to not blindly run into every situation and get so many people killed because it's all my fault. And he's holding his amulet and he's staring at him.
I mean, was it more sincere than it sounded in character or not?
I mean, he's praying the saloon. That's it. I mean, like...
Sure. Give me a religion check.
Ooh. I forgot I have a laptop open too. That's where I'm doing all this. Also, I just want to say, when you kept saying change, all I could think about was Saddam Hussein going like, I will change. And I was just like, I can't crack up right now. I can't start laughing. It'd be terribly bad. 14.
You have prayed. Nothing mad happens.
Can you say what you said again?
That I will be a better party member to Poo Poo Cakes, and that I will not blindly rush in to every scenario, and that everyone who's died because of my actions is all on me.
What about changing? I did not stutter, Chaplain. I did not say anything in my mind that was not meant to be serious.
What's different than
Asking your gods to guide you is not what I said.
But you told me not to have change blindly running into every scenario to save people. That's what you fucking said. I'm not fucking reiterating anymore. If you want to fucking jump now, just fucking jump. I pray to my gods. That's what you got.
Why, Chaplain? Why are you not willing to change? What is it that's deep inside of you that says, no, I don't have to. This is my life. This is everything that I've ever grown up on. What makes you so stubborn? What happened to you?
I prayed. I prayed to my deities for what you wanted me to change. What more do you want?
Sincerity.
I prayed to my goddess, right?
I've seen you pray before.
Do you want me to make a whole thing about it?
No. Because I think you've made your choice.
I will not blindly run in anywhere. I will go with what the party says. With whatever you decide. I'll adhere to what you say, Poo Poo. And that's my word.
I don't want you to adhere to what I say. I want you to use your brain that you were given. I want you to think about other people, even though I know that you do and I know you mean well. But we lost somebody that was amazing a day and a half ago, or however many days. I don't even know. I've been on the edge of this airship sulking and trying to figure out what I wanted to do and what I should do and what I think is right. So yes, technically I'm being the same way you've been. Pretty goddamn selfish right now.
Well,
I have had faith in you before, and I have trusted you before, and I'd like to trust you again. But I have seen you pray before, Chaplain. I've seen you. I heard you when you were praying to Merkel down there. I heard you screaming. I heard you yelling for him. I heard you asking for him. And I've seen you pray to Saloon on multiple occasions. I'm not stupid, Chaplain. I'm not going to be rude, but I'm smarter than the majority of the people on this ship. You cannot tell me that I'm...
So then he's like, all right, then fine. Then he holds his talisman that he has, and he goes, Saloon, for all that your power and you've granted me, please guide me. Guide me to be less stubborn and selfish and not to blindly rush in and get people killed. And then he just sits there and meditates for a little bit.
Give me a religion check.
18?
You have prayed. Nothing crazy happens.
Pierce,
Yes.
where do you stand with this?
Where do I stand in this argument, you mean?
No. In this situation with the world and with Chaplin's doings.
I can't bring myself to to blame it on Chaplin. Even though, yes, he was the one who said we should go. He wanted to go by himself. That was a suicide mission. And I think we all knew that. I think even Chaplin knew that. But I cannot put the blame on him. This was something that we weren't expecting. We were all going together as a group when we first started this, because that's what we are. We're still a group. And I want everyone to understand each other. That we're all doing this because we're bonded. We have to be. We can't just be selfish.
A couple of us are bonded. That's
yes,
true.
exactly.
By
So
our
I
soul.
stand. I would rather no one do anything drastic, of course, but
It's not
Poo-poo,
drastic for me.
this is very drastic, Poo-poo Cakes.
I had 2 days to think about this situation.
You had 2 days to consider killing yourself. Is that
I
what
had
you're
2
saying?
days to figure out whether it was worth being alive when the majority of my family has died because of one person.
Majority.
Somebody that I loved has died because of one person, because of a selfishness.
But that's the majority.
I look down at Chaplin. Do you mean
I go over to Poo Poo and I just look him dead in the face and I was like, it was my wrong of rushing into battle there and putting you in danger, and I should be more wise about that. We are bonded, and it was my mistake, and I don't want you to die, and I mean that in more ways than anything. But, and as I said before, I can't tell you, but trust me that
I want to trust you.
well, that's fine, but I'll earn your trust back. But I just want to say I don't want you to jump off, and I will be a better person for you in the party, and not go where everyone says they don't want to go. And he like holds out his hand.
There's a brief moment where Poo Poo feels the wind kind of push him a little bit.
And he's like, and I swear it on Saloon's holy word, and if I break my promise, I will not be a priest of Saloon anymore.
You mean that?
Yes.
Wind continuously is rocking Poo Poo back and forth. We lost our friend.
I know.
And I've lost my family.
I know. I've lost my family too.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
He reaches his hand out. He steps down from the ledge.
Grabs it and he just holds it and he just stares at Poo Poo as he holds his hand.
Poo Poo grabs him and pulls him. And hugs him.
And he like embraces him too. And he's like, I think there's a lot of emotions that we're having because of all of this, and I think I'm angry. I'm very angry.
I am too.
I want to make the Dark Chant suffer.
You will. And I'm sorry I put you in this position. But
I
you
needed
had to
it.
know that you need to change. This has nothing to do with me. Had nothing to do with what I wanted. It had to do what I think is for the greater good. And you were getting us killed and have. And I don't mean to rub that in. But we lost somebody. We lost somebody that we held dear. And regardless of it being anybody's fault, we both know whose actual fault it is.
Yeah.
It wasn't about me rubbing it in. It's about getting you to understand that we're not going to survive with the way that you were holding yourself. I just needed you to take this moment to realize it. And I'm sorry for having to do it.
He just holds him tighter and doesn't say anything.
Pith, I'm sorry. He kind of like wiggles his head around Chaplin's big ass chest. This had to be done.
You bastards.
There's no way we're going to beat the Doc Chan with the way things are, and they were. We have to change, and we need to take time to plan. We can't go head rushing into things anymore, ever again.
That's the truth.
This isn't the sorceress we're dealing with. Chaplain, again, I'm sorry.
He's like, I'm sorry too.
And as all of them are looking around and crying and like hugging each other, we're gonna go to a break right there. We'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Much.
Lord Jesus.
Lord Jesus,
Lord
help us.
Jesus.
What's up, everybody? We are back with
And then I cast Sacred Flame at Poo Poo Cake.
Yeah.
And
Oh
Poo Poo
my.
Cake flies, he flies like a light. He flies like a fireball across the
That
sky.
was too close. That was too close.
There was legitimately a point at the end where I wanted to have you roll a dex saving throw.
Because I
you were
told
so
you about
close
the
to the
wind.
edge.
Because of the wind.
I can't do it. Yeah, there's a couple of times in there I was like, I'm just making him roll a fucking dex
I
save.
think I think even if I fell and I needed to save myself, I probably could.
Oh yeah, I mean that's dice rolls.
I'm a
Dice rolls.
fucking
You are part goat, so they're used to like fucking. You ever seen it where they take that
balancing.
metal sheet?
It's
Where they
just
take
about
that metal
the
sheet
roll.
and goats
It's-
are just like sitting on it,
It's
and they're
just
just
about
like.
the roll when you hit the ground, guys. It's just about the roll when you hit the ground. He's got
Oh my God.
he just gets power core all over again. Anyways, can we get back to seriousness?
Back to
Yes.
seriousness. You
Well,
guys are on the ship.
Oh my god, that was intense. And thank you all for being here. This has been,
My god.
it's been my first time ever just watching. This is great.
Yeah.
I'd watch this show even if I wasn't in it. Like being straight
For the
up.
record, me and John did discuss the fact that he might not be doing a lot this week. I'm not just purposefully like, I'm not just like, John, show up
Oh,
for D&D and then make
No,
it
no,
a-
I told Brad, I have a DM. I'll send y'all pictures. I was like, Brad, I don't want to make my character yet. I just want to watch this week of D&D. I was so curious to see how everything would play out. Because that's a lot of shit, dude. That's a,
Also, I think it might be a little too soon to introduce like a new character.
hey guys, it's me, Gregory. Like,
Hello, it's
fuck
Elliot.
off.
It's Elliot. Elliot would die.
How
Elliot
did
would
I get here?
Poo Poo, here's the thing. I think Chaplin and Poo Poo, even without Pith, if a new character came out and they were just loud like that, Chaplin and Poo Poo would just be like,
Nope.
we have
hold person off the
We
ship.
have
We
to
have to
kill
kill
him.
him.
we have to get rid of them now.
We have to bond against a common enemy.
You have got to bond against a common enemy, but it's not each other.
Yeah.
It's the Dark Chan
Uh-oh.
and a creature which is tearing up the world.
That's my biggest fear now is that he's just gonna come to the ship.
Not right away. I wouldn't
Roll, and all of a sudden I'm hugging Chaplin. Roll initiative. Why?
Oh my God.
No, we're now.
Me and Chaplin die. There's one big battle between the dragon and Pith. Just
Oh my
fucking-
god.
Oh Lord.
That was about to be the fucking series, to be honest, but it looks of it. It was almost there. Just Pith versus the rest of the season.
The world. Pith would have had a one shot just by herself.
Pith one shot.
Whee!
The Adventures of Pith.
Pith
The
and
Pith
Pozu.
Show.
I'd watch it.
The Adventures of Pith and Squire Pozu.
Oh,
Oh, that'd be
that'd
beautiful.
be a great series.
There was an alternate reality forming in my head already, and he was fucking standing on ledges and shit. No, you and all of us can take a breath here. I just took a swig of whiskey, just to.
Calm your nerves.
A day passes.
I'm not allowed to drink while we're streaming with
You are
Brad
not.
or playing
No,
D
you-
with Brad.
I'm back up on the front. of-
McLogan, you're allowed to drink now.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just didn't want you drunk. To deal with.
Fuck you, Poo-Poo!
You know what?
Fucking jump! You won't, you bitch!
Oh my god. Exactly.
And Poop is just like, this is a drunken episode. That's how it'd be like, oh, you don't think I'll do it? You don't think I'll do it? I swear I'll do it. Tell me I won't do it again. I swear
You
to
won't
God.
do it!
I will get up on this ledge. I swear.
It's
If
basic!
you tell him I will do it. If you tell him I'll do it, I swear.
I came from the air. Do
Oh,
it,
now you're
Butch.
both throwing me
Do it,
down, huh?
Butch.
He jumps. He gets halfway down. You see a
I feel
parachute.
like-
He's like, I did it, asshole. It's like floating down in a parachute.
I feel like you wouldn't jump. You would just fall off. You would just be like so tipsy that you just fall.
Just.
Oh,
I
you
just
think I
wanna
won't
see
do it? You think I won't do it?
Why aren't they doing a drunk stream? That whole scene was why we probably weren't doing it, even though it wasn't even a planned scene. I think
Yeah.
anybody that watches the show knew something was going to happen between.
There's no drunk episode.
Oh, I was suspecting that a lot of this was going to come out.
Yeah,
Clutch
like
died and robbed us of a drunk episode. If you want to blame anyone, blame Clutch.
Sorry.
Fucking Clutch.
Y'all ain't getting drunk this time around.
Failing his nothing really, just getting fucked up. You guys are on the ship. The next day, you guys, and tensions will calm a little as you continue to travel. Again, pretty much the same.
It's a long travel. Holy shit.
Maybe there was a more peaceful, less tense, but not less somber dinner where actually everybody all sat down and had some food that evening, Pozu included. There would have been one seat missing, and although it's obviously a sore point, at least everybody had dinner together. Once again,
The plate's still set for him.
less of a fractured group. For one evening at least. Who knows what people will do next? I don't know. You could still jump off the ship, guys. You never know. Never trust that you know what Tiger Rider is about to do next. That goes for everything. And I said Tiger Rider for a reason. Tiger Rider is the most chaotic player I've ever had.
Yeah.
Look at that smug face.
I love you, Tiger.
I'm just good. I'm just good. All right.
Even when you play a lawful
I'll take that
character,
one.
you're like, I do what I want, bitch.
You alone
I do what I
taught
want.
me- You alone have taught me a lot as a DM.
What if next season Tiger rolled a very lawful character? Like, always.
He
lawful.
played a lawful.
I-
That dwarf character was lawful good.
I shit you not. I've made 2 characters just because I'm like waiting to either be in another show or like seeing what happens. And one of my characters, as Brad knows, is a war priest, and he's like, what were they called? Warforged.
Oh, yeah,
Warforged war
Warforged.
priest. And he's lawful good.
Like a construct. Yeah, but it's not.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, it will be okay. We'll see one day, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see someday.
Lawful good characters are the hardest to play for me.
They're the worst. They're the worst. They are. Famously though, so at least you're not alone.
Yeah.
The very next morning, you guys hear a sound. Maybe everybody's kind of up on the top deck, and Poopy Cakes is not standing on the edge of a ledge.
I was waiting for John because I know how his like little LA body boy is, and I was waiting at some reason. On the break, I had the sneaking suspicion he was going to play Third Eye Blind.
Stand on that ledge, my friend. I would understand.
I was fucking, when we went on break, I turned on the music on the stream to see if you would play that because I had like just this ankling suspicion in my gut that you were going to.
I wish. I wish I knew.
You guys are all on deck, and somebody else arrives. Somebody that you'll recognize comes flying in and landing on the side of the bow of the ship.
David?
Oh, no.
David, the Falcon, flies and lands to the side of the ship. His eagle eyes wide and open, look about, scouting the area. He lands for a moment on each and every one of you. He takes there's a beat where he sees you. He's not just looking. He sees you make eye contact. He looks at you. He looks into you, and then he moves on to the next person, and stands there for a moment. There's a beat, and then he ruffles his feathers. Does anybody do anything?
That's Clutch's bird, David.
That's David, but hold on. No, he looks serious right now. This is Pozu! And I yell for Pozu.
Does anyone speak bird?
No, but we have to do something. And I look at Chaplin. You know what this means, right?
The Clutch could still be alive?
No, the last thing Clutch did was tell that bird to watch for the dragon, for the demon.
The last thing I remember seeing this bird, this flew off with the King Chan. Can I roll perception to see if I hear or see anything?
Yes.
And can I roll insight on the bird to see if I suspect it's looking for Clutch?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Does the bird have anything on it?
Just a bird.
Can I put my arm out for it?
Sure.
And I like kind of like
Clear day. Relatively clear day. Nothing around. No giant creature flying at you.
fucking thank God, Brad.
Nothing horrific.
Only you would be the person to make that happen after something like that.
Inside, the bird looks like a bird. You can't read the body language of a bird.
I guess. I mean, like, I don't know what we want to do with David.
We can't get rid of him. Come here, David.
Yeah, hold on. I got like some meat rations, and I'm like, here, hold that out.
I grab it and I kind of put it on my arm. David.
David looks across at each of you one last time and then says, "Where is Clutch?"
Well, this is very weird. You can talk?
He's dead, isn't he?
Beholder turned him to dust.
Beholder, is it?
Gran Shan.
A sadness. A pity. Well then.
Gran Shan.
What is that? Wait, that's not a Grand Shan.
Is that you?
No, that's David. Well, what is your name?
No. That's not. I want to do a check on
What?
David, an Arcana check mainly, and then I also want to cast Dispel Magic on David.
I want to walk up to David
24.
and be like, wait, what is your name if you can talk? And how come you haven't talked this whole time?
Because he's not David.
David, right, hang on. So your first Arcana check is for what?
24.
No, what is it for? Sorry.
Oh, it's
Why do you roll?
basically to like, because I'm an illusion wizard and I'm fucking getting probably I'd say a few more levels away from being some kind of fucking master illusionist.
Yep.
I'm just checking to see if that is an illusion of the fucking Grand Shan. If that's the grand, basically seeing if this is the Grand Shan. That's basically it. And then I'm gonna dispel magic on him if I have to.
Sure. Okay.
Motherfucker.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh
It's
shit!
the fucking Grand Shan. Fuck. Dexterity saving throw.
Yes, please.
Okay. 17.
Hey, it's good. It's good. But it ain't good enough, boy.
Oh!
You look at him and you begin to conjure something, and David blinks once, and there's a moment where his eye, like he closes his eyes, opens them, they're a bright yellow. He closes them again, and Poo Poo Cakes is just ensconced in a web.
Can I still talk? Can I still
Yeah.
talk?
Yeah.
I go. Chaplain, piss.
Can I do my divine sense?
Yes.
Is it?
Piss, would you mind getting your
Do I
sword?
smell something
Piss
disgusting?
reaches for her sword.
Please don't cut.
Or do I hear anything heavenly, like angels singing?
Gonna cut this bird in half for dinner.
Not the bird. Me. Not the bird. The web.
Oh,
You would get neither of them.
No.
Okay, I'm like, wait. So, what's your name? As they're like doing all that, like, what is your name? David?
David. Yes. You called me David. Clutch called me David, but
still got some wet on you.
Thank you.
really I have a different name. I go by a different name.
What's your different name?
Oh,
He's one of the Chans.
I am Nimble Chan.
Oh shit!
Oh,
he is.
Nimble
He
Chan.
is.
Well,
So that's not a bird.
Well,
Could you
I
not
am a bird.
put me in webs again? I knew you weren't.
Well, I wasn't sure what you were
Could you put
going
me
to
in a
do.
web?
You are prone to chaotic behavior.
I
And,
figured you were the Grand Shan being an asshole per the usual.
He blinks and the webs disappear. He says, "No, not the Grand Chan.
I mean, we're on our way to see the Grand Chan.
Yes, as am I.
So wait, though, hold on. That means they've been working in cahoots the whole time. But wait, I thought that none of the Chans were willing to meet with the Grand Chan. Or wait, was it King Chan? Wait, Can I just ask you the straightforward question? You've been watching for a while. Why do you choose now to speak, and what do you have to say?
There are 2 more tests before I will lend my aid to this hellish quest.
Okay.
Did we? Wait, what test do we have to do?
I'll see you on the winds. He opens up his wings and the ship just carries
Wait,
on.
can you warn us if the thing's coming for us?
Wait,
Bye.
make me into a web!
He spins under the ship and then flies way faster than the ship can fly. Just he is gone ahead. He goes off in the direction that the ship is headed, and Nimble Chan is gone.
Well, I just look at Pooper Case and I was like, why do the Chans always want to fuck with us?
Why do they always
I have to
find
be-
us?
I have to be honest. First, we have the Grand Chan, who's always fucked with me. And then we have the Doc Chan, who's attempting to take over the world. And now we had the King Chan, who...
Well, he didn't fuck with
To
us.
be
did he?
honest, I don't understand why they're such pricks. I don't get it. What tests is he speaking of?
I don't know. Test. Well, I suppose we ought to take a chance.
After everything that's happened, after all the emotions, and
Jumping
after
off the ship.
went down,
He's jumping off the ship. You can't.
Turns out Pooper Case absolutely hates puns.
he looks at Chaplin after Pith says that, just can't fucking help it, smacks his chest where the metal's at, and just
Yeah, that's one of my better ones, I think.
And with that,
we should
And
probably
with
get
you guys continue on your journey, flying through the air. You're all set on heading to Barrow's Bottom. It's still a fair few days of travel.
Can Pith just kind of be at the edge, like scouring for it?
Absolutely, yeah. But
Okay.
you got-
She's
you
like
Is
very
there-
eager.
got a
Is
while.
there just a shitty bow on
Can I-
board?
No,
Can I
Oh,
also do
okay.
something right there?
you got a 2-week travel. What's that?
When Pith goes over to the edge, just for a moment of recollection, Pooba Cakes comes over. I don't know where Chaplin's at, and he kind of leans over on the edge with Pith, kind of does the same thing Pith's doing, and goes, "I was really going to jump.
I could tell.
That's a long fucking ways down.
It's a long fucking way
You know how
down.
much time a man with a brain like me would have had to think on that fall?
You've been
I would
you
have been
would,
able to gotten drunk on that
a
fall.
good couple of minutes.
Would have been. I was really going to do it. I was worried about our group and our people. And is Chaplin with us now too?
Yeah. If
Chaplin,
he's not,
again, I'm very sorry, but I'm kind of happy you. Thank you.
why are you thanking me? I just walked up and started doing what you guys were doing, and I was like,
I'm thanking you because I think that. I didn't want to die, and he gets kind of serious for a minute. He goes, I didn't want to die. It wasn't really my intention to want to die, but I needed to make a statement. And thank you for being reasonable.
well,
Pith,
Is
thank
it-
you for being reasonable.
I was not being wise, and I should use my wisdom to help guide me, not cloud my judgment.
I'm just glad you're still with us, Pooper.
You say that now.
Even when I'm balls raging mad at you. I'll
Okay,
still
I
be
can't
glad.
take any more of this.
I look at Chaplin. I go just to break the comedy before we take it back to Brad. I go, she has balls. You would know, wouldn't you, Chaplin? You laid with her once, didn't you?
No. What?
You
I
guys
didn't.
were in a bed alone together. I know it.
No.
If you have balls, I want to see them.
No.
Oh no, that was just an expression. I don't have balls.
And with that, I need that to be the final thing said. I have to have that be the final thing said. Sorry, it's the only way. With that, we travel to Tureen.
What? To Tureen?
Yes.
Yeah, Tareen's probably in a lot of fucking
But
trouble.
why?
What do you mean?
We don't. I don't think he's talking about us. I think he's talking about like
Oh, we
a
traveled
cut
to Tureen.
scene, like a cut scene.
We all travel to Tureen together,
Oh shit.
and we find ourselves in Old Gehan.
That's okay.
And Clutch, you find yourself on your porch. It looks out over a field of spices.
I
and
was done
kibble,
crying.
and there are a lot of your friends and family around.
Why, Brad?
As you look in the house, you see your mom and your dad and anybody else that was in your family, any of your friends in Old Gahan. You see Chaplin and Pith and Poo Poo Cakes and Pozu and Supson and Viper and everybody that we've met on the travel. And they're all sitting at a big motherfucking table eating a huge meal. You are sat in a rocking chair on the front porch, and though you can hear in the background the happy, joyous sound of people enjoying a meal, you look out across the plains of Old Gahan, and this is a huge plains. In the distance, you can see the mountains, and you see your family's cattle grazing. Next to you, in another rocking chair, is Tizari, your Asimar love interest, and she turns to you and says, "You know, I've been shown many futures, and I've lived all sorts of versions of them. Let me show you a life lived in serenity and happiness. It was possible once, but no longer, I suppose. As a parting gift, let me give you the joy that I felt being with you for a full life and a mortal life." And she reaches over to your rocking chair and takes your hand. And sort of as she does so, we see both of their hands grow old. They go from being quite young and they get older and veinier. The skin loosens a little. And the Clutch, you experience an entire life from what was essentially the end of the Fractured Worlds arc. When you guys stepped into the gate, when you came out, instead of coming on this journey, Clutch said no and went back to Old Gahan and settled down. Tizari turned her back on Sabras and settled down with Clutch. And the two of you, old and elderly, sit on this porch. Your grandchildren sit on the porch with you of what was your parents' farm. And Gray and Old, you both look out over the fields. And elderly now, Tizari, with her very divine beauty still very evident, even within a sort of wrinkled and older face. Smile and laughter lines ingrained. And you'd probably think over your life, remember turning away from the offer of guardianship from Viper. Sitting above the fireplace is your old longbow. And for sort of the 1000th time, you would probably wonder what became of your comrades after you walked away. And you have sort of memories of probably around 50 years of a life lived on your farm with your children and your grandchildren. And they fade away very quickly like a dream. And the details diffuse into a sort of warm, nostalgic feeling. And with that, Clutch, you are gone. And with that, we end episode 50 of Fractured Worlds as a whole.
Beautiful.
Thanks for watching.
We love you guys. We'll see you. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, bitches.
We'll see you next week. We love you.
Whew.